Hey, it's your boy King Cold, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with your host, Skippy Ickham, right here on Spreaker Podcast Radio, the show that brings you nothing but underground music.
Laying on my back, looking at the sky, contemplating why I'm feeling like I'd rather die. If there's any reason that I found to stay within this life, it's gotta be my daughter. Gotta never leave a fucking side. Word is born. I go to war for her and all that. This is real, this is nothing that you all rap. If you touch it, then I guarantee it's all bad. Cause I snap back, so I ain't talking about a ball cap. Fucker, y'all just suckers and I'm harboring souls. My approach is the same as Dr. Marvin Monroe. Sharp therapy and swearing we are not even close. David Carradine couldn't hang if I showed in the roast. Got a bitch that's insane, so she got my vote. Similar to these, that's the way she got on the pole. Drinking liquor like it's water and I'm out of control. The Mona Lisa wouldn't smile if she looked at my soul.
Feeling like there's no shame running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. I can't be killed. Like there's no shame running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. You'll never kill me.
But I'm feeling like I'm guilty. No rest is the best that I will be. I got demons that progress while I'm wealthy. So my death will invest in it well-being. No stress, I'll impress if it kills me. Chop the screw, that's the style that I will bring. Homicidal necrophilia, so feel me, bitch. Cause I'm fucking killing the way you ever rebelled. And after going against me, no defense, and you can see what's still it. And you know it can't be understand that you proceed to jealous. But you won't offend me, no, not any rapper has a skeleton. So they break fast like cheating during Ramadan. When I perform my book magic like the Necronomicon. Ripping at the flows, yes, you know that it goes on and on. Kevin Gates on stage, I kick it for the audio.
Feeling like there's no shame running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. I can't be killed.
But I'm feeling like I'm at the point. I'll either snap, go crazy, or mass destroy. This ain't a sham, so don't blame if I act annoyed. If you question what I rap and try to match the source, trying to get spins like breakers on harbor floors. It's hard when you couldn't write a check for sliding doors. You can see I get spins like a laundromat. I believe I'm sicker than a hypochondriac. Yeah, your bitch clean and I'm calling it good. Pints all on my balls cause she polished her wood. Think I could if I want, but it's misunderstood. Leave blood on the walls like recording was shook. I'm depressed to the point that I can't just chill or relax, but goddamn it, I need beef in my life cause I'm famished. Plus I came to purge like bulimia. demons at the smashing on a full stomach. But I swear the answer is I'm a bad egg like ovarian cancer. Frankenstein on a beat race creating a master. Remix beautiful people like Marilyn Manson. It's alive when I'm screaming while I'm tearing up these raps. And I'm flashing bitches like Barry Allen in the sack. And I got your bitch nude, hippie hugging my tree trunk. For you should be a little like a fucking Ewok.
Feeling like there's no shame running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. I can't be killed. There's no shame running through these cold veins. Can't feel my soul, I'm out of touch and feel no pain. And I've been thinking that I'm ready to die. No big deal. Can't leave, I still got plenty of life. You'll never kill me.
It's been a while, man. See, we all got demons, right? We all don't embrace them.
We all got our demons, but mine are the meanest. They won't let me get too close to the ones I need the most. They're angry and violent, they show uninvited. So you better run away, for my demons come to play. Hey.
Dear Lord, it's been a while since I talked to you, and this a different type of hell you got me walking through. Last time it was my soul that I had offered you, but you ain't never answered all the prayers that I was talking through. I guess you figured I was strong enough to fight the fight. That's why you kept my name surrounded in all types of hype. Beefing with some rapper cats, drama, you could have it back. You unleashed a beast into an unfamiliar habitat. Yeah, and now I'm coming for the throne. If this a war against the stars, I'm coming for the clones, taking everything I own. You see, the booth is my home, and when I'm there, you'll never take me out my zone. I am fed up, and they know that I never let up. See, they could knock me down, but they know that I'll always get up. Like, ain't nobody dropping tracks like me, or making hits back to back to back to back like me, so fuck 'em. Takes for us to get lost, for us to find a way. I used to never speak, take my thoughts, keep them locked away. Couldn't pinpoint the problem, it was hard to say. All the shit I never entertained now bothered Trey. Scumbag, loser, low life, and they resent me. But over time I saw the jealousy was envy. I realized that these people never left me, cause they were never there when my life was getting heavy. All them struggles and the hard times was hustling for our grind, and never stopped to think what I was fighting in this dark mind. I dealt with shit that most people couldn't handle, and when I spoke my mind, they say I'm flying off the handle. Deads rolling in their grave, urns flying off the mantle on some Sandman shit. Watch me reassemble, see my life ain't nothing special. It really ain't. Try dealing with the fact that everyone you love left you.
It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo. It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo.
I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I got my first tattoo at the age of 15. Now I'm all tatted up and spitting these 16s. It's like a sick dream when I'm feeling for ink. It's my goddamn body, I don't care what y'all think. I'm addicted to the electric burn. At night I can't sleep, I toss and turn. I want another one, I guess I'll never learn. I keep it dirty like an earthworm, no concern for anything. Just give me that needle, got me looking all evil cause I don't like people. I see you with your tramp stamp, yeah that's cute. That'll be the bullseye for the load I shoot. Route 666, yeah I'm headed for hell. In a damn hand basket, I might as well get a new tattoo, one's never enough. New kid on the block and I got the right stuff.
It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo. It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo.
I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I'm a walking piece of artwork, blood, sweat, and tears, and countless hours of this hard work. My arms hurt, but it's a price to pay to make fools look twice when I walk they way. Please walk away. I got nothing to say except eat shit and die. Put it on replay. I stay with the outcasts, low down criminals. A tattoo to me is like a ritual, an individual with something to say. I let my tag go once a story, very observatory. Severely feeling sore, no guts, no glory. It's hard to ignore me walking down the street, white trash with tattoos, feeling like a freak on a leash. Come with me, yeah, follow the leader, and we can all get tatted up and rock wife beaters.
It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo. It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo.
I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I can't hide these scars forever in my skin, embedded in my body, and golly, I can't pretend to be somebody that I'm not. Yo, I got so many tattoos.
How many?
Bitch, a lot, yo, I lost count, and I just can't stop. My dick gets hard when I see the ink drop. Whatever, motherfucker, pain is pleasure. I pray every night that things get better. The pressure of my stress levels, dancing with the devil, got me plotting on my next one. Get it together is what they telling me, but I don't pay him no attention. Artistic expression covers my complexion. Did I mention my collection is extensive and impressive? Aggressively expensive, but it helps with my depression. Here's a lesson I can show you all about the rough shit. Sit and take it like a man, you little punk ass bitch.
It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo. It's Friday night, I got nothing to do except call my dude and get a new tattoo.
I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck. I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, I'm tatted up, and don't give a fuck.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy, the Rooster from 9 Stitch Method, and you're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my dude, Skippy Ickham, on Speaker Podcast Radio, keeping it 100% underground.
Take what was there to say. What was never walked away from everything that's killing me, I wouldn't know which way to go. Whoa. And if I said goodbye to all these things that's killing me, well, I'd feel so alone. Yeah, I'm dying for company. I'm dying from all of the things that I love. What comes to mind? The liquor and drugs, the feeling I get when I'm getting a buzz. The lie I keep telling myself when I run. I'm telling you now from my heart and my lungs. I'm past the point of giving a fuck. And those that know me, they know that I'm stuck. Even though I be roaming and running amok, I've been ready to die. And that ain't a lyric, them demons been siphoning all of my spirit. Demeanor ain't well, I'm barely coherent. I'm under a spell of fearless appearance, but no one can hear it. I'm screaming in vain. I reach for the sun, can't see through the rain. Don't know where to run, I just sit here in place and pretend for a second I'm winning the race. Cause if I walked away from everything that's killing me, I wouldn't know which way to go. Whoa. And if I said goodbye to all these things that's killing me, well, I'd feel so alone. Yeah, I'm dying for company.
Lay it all out, I'm just biding my time. I wish I was dead, but I'm dying for life. Addicted to things that kill me inside. I'm looking for peace, but I'm stuck in a lie. I fight for what's right, but it's killing my ties. Stuck between people who help me to rise, and no matter the things I try to imply, I always end up in the middle of fights. It ain't easy to choose to go left or go right, so I do what I have to bring things to light. And I hope for the best, but I'm losing the fight. It's stressing me out, and I'm killing my time and killing my stress with the bottle and line. Just let me get loose and I'll make it alright. But in the AM, I'm back in the Y. I'm stuck in a vortex consisting of lies. And yeah,
if I walked away from everything that's killing me, I wouldn't know which way to go. Whoa. And if I said goodbye to all these things that's killing me, well, I'd feel so alone. Yeah, I'm dying for company.
Running this way for the sake of my soul. Been gun in my brain to keep me a hold. I'm feeling my pain, the curtain is closed. I need a change for these burdens to go. Like a train on the way with a wagon attached. Old school with a smoke over your head. I need some company when to stop at a weighted track. We're going back to the basics, man. Better be cutting it later than ever. I'm fading away to the home of the devil. Getting ready to run for the matter. The problem was happening. Someone to talk to while I'm drinking and rapping. Said that against the rain that is so packed in. But a free sets in, I reach for the stars. So the next thing is,
if I walked away from everything that's killing me, I wouldn't know which way to go. Whoa. And if I said goodbye to all these things that's killing me, well, I'd feel so alone. Yeah, I'm dying for company.
My whole life's been a waste of time. Feel like I lost my mind, can focus on my grind. The only thing I ever think about is bad shit. I think I've gone batshit. I'm pulling out the ratchet to blast it. Put the gun to my dome piece. Pray to God that this dog may finally have found peace. Say goodbye to my homies, all my fans and fam and everybody else that knew me. Cause I was sick, I couldn't take it. I put a bullet right through my brain, both fragments on the pavement. Feeling fucking lower than the basement. The mark that I made in life, I really wanted to erase it. Rewind and replace it, go back to the basics. Wipe the slate clean, give my life a new facelift. I was lost in the darkness, alone with my hardships. Goddamn, this life's so heartless.
You ever felt you don't belong like me? Like you're
surrounded by these people still alone like me. Well, I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the rest in peace. Have you ever felt like you don't belong like me? Like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the rest in peace. Have you ever felt like you don't belong like me? Like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the rest in peace.
Hey yo, kids would tell me the reason these demons are chasing me around this room. I swear they wanna eat my soul. Trying to do better, but really I'm fed up. I hope that my mama don't get to read my suicide note. Everyone thinks that I'm doing better, but they do not see the pain in my heart. I'm ready to slit my throat. I'll put this gun up to my head, apply pressure and scream out that God as I blow my load. I'm just sitting with the devil on my shoulder for a minute. Fuck repenting, I just wanna reach the finish, but it wasn't helping. I was starting back at the beginning. I was never winning. I was always looking like the villain. My depression hit the ceiling. Now I'm having fits of rage. Trigger the gauge and try to open up my head to ease the pain, but this voice inside my rookie yelling, please don't go away. You make it out this hole, go ahead and put the gun away. Now start, like what the fuck you think you're doing if I die? How many lives am I gonna ruin? Suck it up, go roll a blunt and keep it moving, cause the ones depending on you don't know what you're going through. Now stop, like what the fuck you think you're doing if I die? How many lives am I gonna ruin? Suck it up and roll a blunt and keep it moving, cause the ones depending on you don't know what you're going through right now.
Never felt you don't belong like me, like you're surrounded by these people still alone like me? Well, I can heal you, I can help you, I can set you free after you hear the can't take this pressure.
Hold my breath before I fall. I don't wanna be awake. Got this voice inside my mind that tells me I am nothing great. I fail to see the good in all. Positivity is gone. Allow my soul to leave my body and my blood to hit the wall. Feel this pressure, all this pressure. Feel it welling up inside me, all this pressure, all this pressure. In my mind, can move my body, my depression, my depression. I feel it welling up inside. I've been plagued by this anxiety, and I would rather die. I'm pissed off. I don't like rappers dropping shit songs. Jigsaw couldn't take a piece of me, my shit's raw. This all could be avoided if I would just lift off, but no one's ever listening when it spits off. Authentic life is like a box of bullshit, but I ain't gonna act like I'm not the culprit. I did what I did, I'm a man, but the shit is digging in my head. I'm about to go back to my Glock, to my school shit. But what kind of message would that leave for the kids? I guess they could teach a lesson about the demons within. If they win, you lose 1 week and that's it. After the funeral, you cease to exist, and it's a sad truth. But what can a man do? Like myself in a damn boot when I get put in a bad mood. It's like I got a glass glued to my hand. Another night hugged in the toilet, passed out in the bathroom. I will never run out of liquor as long as my thumb's on the trigger. Knowing death is upon you takes all of the fun out of living. When I get drunk, I'm the villain. I got a cup full of venom and I'm drinking it with my middle fingers up to the ceiling. I got little to no faith left. Fuck minimum wage paychecks. I'm ready to go apex predator and just break necks. So stay back, you'll get eaten alive. I got a list of 1,000,000 different reasons to die, but what matters is the one reason I don't. Fuck a friend and an enemy. I've been beat up by both. My family are the ones that keep me afloat, so they're gonna be the ones with me kicking our feet up on boats. I ain't leaving a note, cause I won't leave them alone. I know I would be a big missing piece of a whole, so excuse me if I wash away my sorrows with spirits. It's the only way I know how to clean up my soul. Let's go. Before I fall, I don't wanna be awake. Got this voice inside my mind that tells me I am nothing great. I fail to see the good in all. Positivity is gone. Allow my soul to leave my body and my blood to hit the wall. Feel this pressure, all this pressure. Feel it welling up inside me, all this pressure, all this pressure. In my mind, can move my body, my depression, my depression. I feel it welling up inside. I've been plagued by this anxiety, and I would rather die. Can't take this pressure.
Low stars represent. Low stars represent. We don't need no education. Low stars represent. We just want that low same music.
Let me begin by welcoming welcoming the whole gang back to inside the crazy brain of this maniac. With a little help from my friends like Joe Cocker, this homie logo go dodo and total off of my rocket. Yeah, Mopanaka so I can spare fresh, holding a knot, so that I can go provocative, living like I wanna. Still just a crazy kid showing and telling what I've done. Summon up something, dumping up my vigorous trigger tongue. Low saints, the name you know as soon as the song begun. Represent the music we wrote, just take notice of this one. Heavenly conclusive when flow this wrote this for everyone. Never low down for the beginning of me rolling tongues. You got fans, but baby I got loasters. Escaped out the whack award type of cycles without hosters. Bangers from every set, from the cities to side coasters. Even the country bumping with lifted big rigs locust.
We don't need no education. We just want that low same music. The entire generation of lobsters getting low down.
Yeah, what's reppin'? These haters cannot handle me, can be lit quick when I pick up the mic and I spit quick, running through all of my enemies, never consider me like click with that punk, cause I nip it, triple the sixes with the army, your lobsters running up on them like it was the ones that wanna be starting them drama that they cannot finish. I'm headed a minute, up in the go witness, the color my fitness, yeah. So if you can feel it, then follow along, my people get with this here. We reppin' hard this year, respond with fear, we lobsters, scarred by tears, battle dark when it approaches. Check out an enemy, superhuman, the gotta be packing and booming strategy, hard to not be the family. Okay, this will get to be kicking me, say this, got me seeking to the victory, banging with y'all, it's playing for me, slipping just like my sanity. Oh, got humanity, golden like they was panning me, rolling my soul in tragedy, make for a stronger man of me, so feel it, low, kill it, sizzling in my skillet, was ripping my nizzle, appealing to the ones that can real us.
We don't need no education. We just want that low same music. The entire generation of lobsters getting low down.
Yeah, what's reppin'?
Down on the lobsters, I'll be down.
Your family to dig your hole. 6 feet down, you're better off as one food. Always on to catch me in a bad mood. I'll make hell rain like a meteor shower. Run all you want, you'll be dead in an hour. Woman coming down like a motherfucking guillotine. August is better, the crosshairs of my enemy. It takes a lot to piss me off, but I have a line and it has been crossed. Dry my teeth and start to twitch. Busting your eyes is my new mission. When you see us coming in the opposite direction, I get my hands on you and I apply an attention to your third time, crush your wind, but suffocate slow as you scream for your life. Run away from everything. Run away from me and better make it fast, cause my attitude's a flame and you keep throwing gas. Grinding my gears, there comes a halt. What comes next won't be my fault. If I break your knees, you will be crawling. I don't know why, but I like the stalling. Run away and try to flee. The hunt brings a little bit of thrill to me. Now back to your ribs, if I left out some aggression, a couple swings in, I found a new obsession. Am I gonna find you? Better count your blessings. Am I gonna hurt you? That's not the question. Vital signs start to decline. You're losing blood, you're out of time. Standing there after it's done. Scream, you show the fucking run.
I refuse to be a victim. I'ma fight for survival. I know what I'm worth and I know what I write is vital. People quote my words like it came right from the Bible. The only real thing you see is the light when your eyes close. Think about that. No, really, think about that. When we get too old, they bring us round back. Throw us away and forget us. After the earth wrinkles our mask. After they recruit us, they use us. After we become useless, they shoot us and just find some new ones. We go through life thinking we're the special ones, but the special ones grow fewer and fewer. We are just players securing their future. Get the paper and hallelujah the moolah. Instead of staying true to our viewers, we forget that snakes ain't nothing new to Medusa. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. If I can help it, I'll avoid confrontation. If I can help you, I'll bring joy across the nation. But I'll strap on my helmet if I'm forced into danger. Threaten me and my family and get thrown towards the angels. Or the demons, bliss or darkness, whichever lore you believe in. There's so much more to believe in than a lord when you're breathing. But of course, to afford those secrets, you must have no morals or reason. What a strange world we live in. I put spirits to lyrics. If I ever speak the truth, I'm a conspiracy theorist. But you can't put fear in the realist. I'm still here and I'm near. And when people steer clear of and they feel they're severely addicted. But my addiction ain't nothing compared to what you see on television. What these rappers rap about is self-inflicting. They don't help the children. They just be cooking in the hellish kitchen, whipping up garbage to feed yet another selfish vision. But I ain't participating. I'm going against it and watch. I will still be able to get known in an instant. As long as my head don't get blown in a flow with my rants. When I die, I'll forever be known as a ghost of the limit. There's no slowing commitment. If you're showing resentment towards me, then you need to take a second look. Who's in control of the business? I'm just a vocalist spitting, hoping I don't get thrown in the home where the dope are in prison. I'm too focused to giving. I'm gonna beat me to the top, whether you like it or not. Not gonna freeze and flop. I'm the cream of the crop. I always feed for my props. Not gonna be like my pops. They say I preach like a guy, but I ain't preaching religion. The only thing I believe in is me and my squad. PMR with the dogs that you fear at the park. It's the part where your jaw drops and you realize that we're here, but we've been here from the start. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. Gun on my side, I ain't missing. Love on my mind, hugs and kisses. Won't say goodbye with the fussing and kicking. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm not a I'll fight for my life because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim.
Breaking down with the jet-time mics and sharp at the brain like a violent ghost. Bit buster, I'm bringing the muster. I fill up with the aim at the common folks. A nuclear weapon that's made by iron. Forming the path from the essence of time. Free for the lights, live by the rights, live by the tools of my eye. Look at the dead, do it for the visions. Gather my army ear by ear. Just like a zombie, no hint to fear. What's this in your little book? It's not, cause I'm prepping the end of days to a fucking page. Giving you a taste of Armageddon before you see the grave. Call up every god you ever knew. Water, you seek to find. Once it's dark, this incantation, the world is now left behind. Swallowed by the beast, contributed to a dark condition. Fall back in the sun, you're a sacrifice for the new vision. Listen to the static, it's in sync to the ground beat. Force an altercation when the soil change, nobody's safe. Now we're here, refresh, so make it this planet just what it's due. Place purpose on this plate, I must send you. Step to the other side, line to the weather, when we make the night all the time from the center time. Open up your eyes to a world that is so much better, so much better. Free from the restriction of something more reserved. Take it to a different system inside the earth. I'm gonna bend your mind, impose my own will. With operation, wake the dead, the road new. Hello, my legion, got someone who slits next, who needs no introduction for his skills when in my specs. I present to you, Lex the Hex Master.
Yo, tonight you've been initiated. Bow your head and take this burden. Darkness is your newest situation. Next level's murder. Welcome to my inner circle. Most will never witness. You my newest henchman. Time to grab your sword and do my business. And don't worry about forgiveness. There's no redemption, just business. And business couldn't be better. We in the service of killing, cat peeling and casket filling. Just think of it in these terms. You change the course of history and we got your sense of the earth. And in turn I make you eternal, immortal, never be seen. Become the shadows or a figment of these pussy niggas sick as rain. Be their terror, be their nightmare. Total cripple and fear. Paralyze them with the horror. That shit that bring them to tears. So do you pledge your allegiance? Promise swear on this pistol to always kill with conviction. Leave the scene with no witnesses. Always move with the swiftness. Murder without a question. Question. And I will be your biggest blessing.
Strength, family, pray for me, bet they will. Wanna kill the demons, but they bless my skill. I don't really know what to say next. Friends think I'm chasing down a paycheck. Fuck you think I plan to leave them like Columbine. Think that's it, cause I'm leaving them all to die. Was it murder or was it a suicide? I'm not sure, cause it's people all in my mind. Brain going crazy, I don't get no sleep. I don't really count no sheep. When I dream, I'm spilling all this blood on the sheets. So when I wake up, I gotta tame that beast. This is why I done made it, in fact true. Gotta tame the demons and pay my dues. Listen, it's not for the faint of heart. I painted a picture of fantasy. know what this cost me. For my dream, I'd give it all. If help is the thing I won't get, then best believe I'm pushing on. If I had to say one thing, it's you don't want this vendetta.
No holding back, I'm leaving them in bloody bandages. Assassinate the game like I'm trapped inside the animus. So many threats, but yet none to run into. I'm on another level, I know I'm untouchable. Don't start shit unless you want torn to bits. Movies about my legends, tell them about the exorcist. Kick in the door and burn your goddamn crib. Pick up the fucking metal, it's heavy, and wreck your bitch. What?
I've been on a mission, putting blood on the walls, yeah.
Devil on my hand to you, it don't mean shit. But what I spit is going harder than I ever been. Why you try to paint your eyes? I'm all black in the back and I'm ready to strike. Brutal business, we steady on a mission. While you falling off, we got a lock on the shit, kid.
Listen, it's not for the faint of heart. I've painted a picture of fantasy with all the blood on the walls. You don't know what this cost me. For my dream, I'd give it all. If help is the thing I won't get, then best believe I'm pushing on. If I had to say one thing, it's you don't want this vendetta.
King Leon spoke with the angels. They are the voices of the order, the beings who made the collapsing. The angels told him the end was coming soon for his kingdom. War would bring the start of the end. The king was ready to stop Underdark by any means. The king gathered his army and took to the streets calling out a city. The angel's words were twisted in nature. He would find this out soon enough.
It's like they never saw me coming. No, I was right here. They ain't looking for nothing. They find the nightmare. When the sunlight dims and the dark shows through, and the shadows start dancing around the room. It's too late. We hope that you enjoy your stay.
All of a sudden I've been bumping low-key since back in 2003. But I recall back then it was pretty much me and like 10 fans didn't even have a CD. Yet these cats wanna claim shit, saying we the same clique, saying that they knew low-key before the fame hit. Call me a superstar, bitch breaking fucking arms. Bash you in the fucking mouth. Man, what the fuck you talking about? Claiming that you fuck with me, but not with the music, as if I'd even be human if you try to remove it. Cause every day I wake up into this. Fuck yeah, I'm living it, breathing the fire, spit it on my fingertips. And I'm joined by the night, call a battle clan. Now I'm here to tell you all, welcome to Shadowland.
Down in the darkness I stayed for decades. Now these motherfuckers ride the wave like jet skis. They get a big head and feel great with 10 plays on the SoundCloud page and think they the next craze. It's funny how they clueless and they sounding like manure. I can see right through them, I'ma shut them down like their computer. Cause the physics shit they flow through my medulla since age 5. I've been working all day and night and I can't lie. I'm seeing all these fish up in the sea and I'm a great way. And I can hear the chitter chatter babble through the grapevine. I was ripping shows up while you was having stage fright. And I can tell you sweet and salty kinda like a take 5. Lay down and get the fuck out the way. On the ground like a centipede I'm hunting. I keep crawling through the night until the end of my days when I attack.
It's like they never saw me coming. No, I was right here. They ain't looking for nothing. They find the nightmare. When the sunlight dims and the dark shows through, and the shadows start dancing around the room. It's too late. We hope that you enjoy your stay. Welcome to Shadowland.
Welcome to the other side of life and dim light. You say you stand around, but you cannot fight. Do not move, we're in tune. We're immersed by your doom. Yeah, it's going down. Here's for the wicked shit, but this is all we know. To make a heart sink down far beyond the flow. With the ones that you keep close. Not me rely on the hopes and the banner, but praying the powers ascending to honor. But not because bastard of the shadows to follow. But we are the ones that got you to knowledge. To be the bad guy you know you need. Follow us to a land time that you never see. Follow us upon every step we take. Your soul will resonate. We are legion and that one.
It's like they never saw me coming. No, I was right here. They ain't looking for nothing. They find the nightmare.
I love you, now love me too. I've been watching you for a long time, girly. Hello, chicky chick, it's time. Let me bend you over and put my dick in your behind. Black candles, scented like cinnamon, to get you all in the mood. Pretty corpse grip handles, cause you're a couple more pounds. I'm hellbound, but we can put together now when I die one day. But for now, eat the booty like pie, even though your lights out. Dig you out, pull your panties to the side, put my dick in your dead vagina and fill you on the inside. Then tie on the television, so I'm fucking your dead body with tentacles and masturbating. Thrusting and moving my hips, pumping my dick in your dead pussy lips. Yeah, it feels so good. I love you. The feel in my chest. I love you. Tingling in my dick. I love you. Got my hands on your breast. Yeah, your vagina's so cold, but I can warm it up. Yeah, with a lighter or two, and then I put it in and we start to fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you. Dead body. I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you. Dead body. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you. Dead body. I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you. Dead body.
It's that dead body love, and you know I'm a super freak between the sheets, busting skeets, making dead pussies leak. Oh no, the body's starting to turn. I'm ripping up her guts when I serve her with this word. I'm a sick man, a necro fucking philiac, leaving dead bitches jaws full of this nutsack. Amen. Please say a prayer for me. I turn into a different entity when I smoke this drink. I blaze. So now we pick a body, dig the bitch up to make sure that she's a hottie. She got that little body that makes me so hard. See, sticking my dick in every hole on her body. I'm in love with this dead broad. I'm not gonna front. The only time I see is when I spark up this blunt. So here we go. Time to light it up. So spark up this blunt so I can kill this fucking cunt.
I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you.
Dead body.
I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you.
Dead body.
I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I'm harder than fuck. I see you, but you don't see me. I love you.
Dead body.
I play with your hair. 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 Nobody can love you the way that I do. I love you.
Dead body love.
Yo, what's good, what's good? It's your girl Jade the Nightmare. You're listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Ink on my Spreaker podcast radio show, bringing you nothing but underground music.
Bitte Vaterland. Bitte Vaterland. Vaterland.
Can't reverse, no hearse. Spiders disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hearse. Spiders disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Voices rush into mine. Ain't no funny to the plea, drink the bloody sheet, now stand back in the face of me. The flights in my ears, the Hannibal like deed in the skin from my fries and stuff and feeling made me throw quantity foot to planks. I'm amused by my tendency to always be away, trash bags exposed without a trace. Using abuse like to beat them that grace. All love when I'm dead, no pains when I'm here. Die young from the game, ain't nothing I fear. Ain't nothing I fear, ain't nothing I fear, ain't nothing I fear. Reverse, no hurts, spiders disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Reverse, no hurts. Spiders disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with a dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. God can't save us. None, though we over. Sipping it back, spitting on fat, these black men never look back. Look at me, lies make me hack. Now step so back as a slam and go bleed until I can't choke. face and the rich face down again. No, we all fall down, we all fall down, we all fall down, we all fall down. Murder crucifix, I'll slay the lambs, the river fool looses out the in the ground. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spanish disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spanish disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Very well polished backs, take a sun down my eyes, roll back and drop heavy from that rain pour. The ravens fall, if blood all falls apart, I see the red pour. Grab her on 6 times like a 7, but no stick bronze. From grade to stage, grow for 97 times a normal age. We can animals unlock the cage. Lemons situated up on the wall in the days. The magnets got me twisted on. The city's been the lipstick on. I fall back, but you can't catch me. I'm falling to the earth. 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 Can't reverse, no hurts. Spanish disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spanish disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch. Can't reverse, no hurts. Spanish disperse my curse. When I step out, all I see is black birds. I'm in love with the dog, no tricks. Burning at the stage like a Salem witch.
Liquor porn, bitches talking. Back corner of the bar, that's a nigga's office. Hand to hands by the bathrooms, the niggas copping. Hennessy, take a sip while I'm fucking watching. Couple broads with the dick, but I ain't take the offer. Quiet vibing out, I ain't really talking. Learn with old age, that silence is a chess game. Bobby Fischer, Spassky, questions by the album. Writer's block, why'd you ask me? The strains of making classics. It's hard to make one, but after one they steady asking. So now I'm sitting back, pen and pad for the masses, hoping that a verse take me out to Calabasas. I'm not Drake though, order another drink. This one I'm gonna take slow. The smooth taste of brown liquor. Yeah.
I've been facing this cloud.
Hey yo, Jim, we gonna need to pour another one.
And this hopes that never stop. When I feel this way, my soul is at stake. Oh,
vibing out heavy sounds of the 70s. I can relate. Or more Al Green and Kevin Gates. Got me thinking about my grandfather. Hope I reach the heaven gates. If I don't pour a drink, hell can wait. Got me thinking about my past, all the money in the beef. Pussy and a fat ass. Had a nigga losing sleep, cheating women, secret meets, different women I would eat, yeah. Lifestyle with treachery, wasting time, they'd invest in me. Take another drink, the sound of the ice makes a soothing clink. Deep thoughts bring depression, almost bring me to the brink. It's a lesson that I learned from grief, can't express feelings. And so I feed them to the beats, yeah. And yo, I feed them to the beats. We just started this one off. Yeah, I want to welcome y'all to the Brown Liquor Classics. Well, we got Hennessy on tap. We got it all out here right now. Hey, yo, Chip, we bringing the soul back. Hey, Roscoe, we bringing the soul back, fam.
More than a monster. I'm more than a monster. Can't even contain myself. I want the fame and wealth. Confess and vain myself. This is a hardship. Trying to refrain myself from causing pain to self. Even though there's a side of me that is monster. Shooting, drugging me, slugging, bucking, corrupting myself. These emotions I never tuck them inside. I have my
and the monster with chopper chompers that prompt you. The mambo Italiano, this papa hold back the drama. Get on a psychotic tip when I let these ebonics rip. And I chain myself at the hip like a wolf that wears skin to fit. I ain't knew it from the point of conception, but I'm ruling it with an automatic weapon. If I get free to be him or me, so I gotta pack that protection. Running nigga to respect the civil, they should have released to the low beast, bad intention. Holding back that new snakes lynching with a crucifix, two sticks twisting. Nigga, never would listen, so I had to write it down. Now everybody can see the vision. Drinking tongue, come out of the hound, coming in with the sun, they keep tracking them down with precision. I forget the one in the muck and the buck of the devil on my back when I enter into position. My middle finger was stuck in the world when I was spitting riddles, mentoring all the boys and girls on attention. We're more than monsters, and I know you can relate to this. There is two sides to every human's character traits we list. Everybody got flesh, everybody got soul. You know what's an overload of a like that old huncher, but I gotta remember that I'm more than a monster. Can't even contain myself, but I want the fame and wealth. Confess and vain my sins. This is a huncher. Trying to refrain myself from causing pain to self, even though there's a side of me that is monster. Shooting, drug 'em and slug 'em, buck 'em, roll up on my selfish emotions. I'm in the tuck and inside to have my monster. Drive the monster from out of me. 'Cause you're more than a monster.
I'm living my life that my mind is disabled. My brain's a little unstable. You cannot handle the pillow when I snap. I'm leaving you physically mangled. You ain't gonna get it when I coming up, when I bust. I think it's funny when I sit it and I'm rolling dust. When I'm stuck on the tag of my rags, and enough to bring comfort to the people who are loving us. Now I'm gonna snap off, bringing the end of your life when I'm grabbing a knife and I'm stabbing you right in the windpipe. Trigger back to the pad in the pale white moonlight. Do what you're staring at. Now please do not ask where I'm aiming at, or you're gonna end up with your brain collapse at the pain relax back to the state where the pain's an act. But I'm not feeling like, dude, have you missed that? I don't know what the fuck it is to piss that. Take it somewhere, but we'll get your ass kidnapped. Find your face backslash up and you get trash. Ain't about the life, so get out of my lane. Go insane to get gagged by chains, and I wanna make sure you don't forget my name. So meet Colt, the monster of Unchained. I'm looking at this life and what it used to mean to me, but I am bleeding, see, cause I just wanna cease to be. And now I need to breathe, but now it's time to speak to Jesus, seeking Elohim. I plead for him to kill this beast in me. I can't even contain myself, but I want the fame and wealth. Confess and vain my sins.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. I am your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. If you are listening to us out there, hit the share button and share us around to your social media platforms. Help get us out there a little more. The more you get us out there, the bigger and better things we can do. If you are listening to us, you are listening to us through Spreaker podcast radio systems. Make sure you check them out at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com, or on the app market on Spreaker's app. You can listen to us live, download us after the fact, or stream it, and you can also chat with us live, as some of you are right now in the instant message chat system. So if you are watching out there, we thank you. Share us around. Like I said, it helps us, and more people want to be a part of this show, and we would like to see that happen, so help us out with that. That'd be greatly appreciated. We have a great guest tonight, Nastie Ink from Indiana State, underground rapper, good friend, and someone I'm very happy to have on the show tonight. We're going to jump into that in just a moment. A couple announcements. First and foremost, we want to thank our sponsors of the show, Tattooed Scumbag Apparel, for all your apparel needs, whether it be sweatpants, hoodies, tassel caps, hats, socks, you name it, they got it. It's comfortable, good priced, supporting a local Pittsburgh-based company. Joe Ball is a great tattoo artist here in the Pittsburgh area, and he sponsors myself as Skippy Ickham as an artist, and also the radio show as well. So we want to give him a shout out and thank you. You can check him out at www.tattooedscumbag.com, and you can use promo code BBE10 to get 10% off your overall order. And if you're a tattooed scumbag like me, you're going to love their gear. You should definitely check it out. We also are sponsored by Brutal by Design Apparel as well. So if you go to Facebook and type in Brutal by Design, you'll find them. They got some awesome gear as well. And you can go ahead and use a promo code BBE10 on that as well. We do also want to thank Roush Designs and also Legion Artworks for also being sponsors. And then R3 Graphics for making our flyers for the show and being a longtime friend. That's Rob Trey, underground rap hip-hop artist from Rhode Island. Absolute monster on the mic. He was a past guest of ours. If you haven't checked out that show, make sure you do. And a couple announcements of shows coming up, and then we're going to jump into the interview. We do have a couple more of our car shows coming up, sponsored by Brutal Business Entertainment, hosted by our DJ GWK. We got this Sunday, 6/16, and 6:30 and July 7th. So those are the dates coming up, is June 16th, June 30th, and July 7th. That is at the parking lot next to Dunkin' Donuts, 1899 Earl L. Core Road, Morgantown, West Virginia. It has show cars. You can enter your car if you have a show car. All money raised goes to a dog shelter to help with spaying animals. So great cause, and we want you to come out there and enjoy that, listen to great live music, and just be a part of the fun. A couple shows coming up. We do have a show June 23rd. That is at the Royal Place. That is a music festival. It's 2 stages from 1 p.m. to 11 o'clock at night, and there's a lot of different acts playing: metal, punk, hip-hop, rap, you name it, it's there. I'll be headlining second stage around 9 o'clock at night, so make sure you come out and check that one out. And last but not least, we have July 27th is the Creature Feature Show, and that's in Elwood City. So hit us up if you need information on any of that, or check us out at www.teambrutalbusiness.com. Again, that's www.teambrutalbusiness.com for all your Brutal Business updated information. Has links to everything, our merch store. Anything you need Brutal Business-wise is going to be there, so make sure you check it out. And at the end of this month, June 30th, we are releasing Anthems from the Asylum, which is our brand new label mixtape. It's going to be 12 exclusive tracks that can't be found anywhere else, only bought from this project itself, from all the artists across Brutal Business. And it's going to drop on June 30th on all digital platforms and online platforms, as well as physicals through us. And once again, that's Anthems from the Asylum. So without delaying any further, I want to go ahead and jump into the interview portion. I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We've got a great interview ahead of you, and I'm going to bring my man on here and let him tell you a little bit about himself, and then we're going to get to pick his brain a little bit and see what makes him tick. So without further delay, like I said, Nastie Ink, what's up, homie? How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. What's good?
Oh, man, just kicking it, getting home from work, relaxing, getting to talk to fine folks like yourself, and have some fans out there check us out, talk over some fun background information. This is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to music, is not even playing live, but getting to talk to other artists and just kind of pick their brains, see what makes them tick, and see, how they became who they are.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to get into tonight. So why don't you go ahead and tell us, first and foremost, a little bit about yourself, where you come from. For people who don't know who you are, kind of give them a little bit of a background.
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. I haven't really been doing music long at all. Probably less than a year. Well, professionally yet less than a year. I've always had a little gist for it, did it on the side, shitty ass fucking rock band mics, and just kind of decided to step my game up and start thinking about doing it professionally about a year ago. Other than that, that's pretty much my background.
That's a pretty amazing story, though, even though it's short and simple. It's pretty amazing to know that, and we're going to listen to some of your music later on tonight, so for the fans that are out there listening, you'll get a chance to hear some of his tunes, and it's very raw, it's very talented, and it's something that instantly caught me, and to know that it's only been such a short amount of time, it's truly, it's very impressive, my man. It's something I look at and I'm like, wow, if you continue to keep on the path that you're at, keep pushing at the level that you're pushing, give it a few more years, you're going to be absolutely dominating.
Yeah. That's, I got a lot of people saying that they have a lot of faith in me on that shit, so I'm trying not to let a bunch of people down, I guess.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. Don't want to let them down, but don't let that be the fuel for you, but don't let that be the weight that's hanging on you, because I feel whenever you're weighing that, you put too much pressure on yourself. You end up kind of dulling down your music because you're not free to do what you want to do. So you have to find that perfect middle.
On you. Yeah, exactly. I've learned that too. I kind of still free rein myself. I don't give a shit. I make music for me. You know what I mean? That's what I went into this for. It's my only outlet for a lot of things. So it's more of a personal coping mechanism for me than anything, I guess. And that's
it's funny because you have artists that say two different ways. I'm actually the exact same. Don't get me wrong, I love my fans. I love performing for people. If they love to hear what I have to say, that's great. But at the end of the day, it's always been I make music for me. And I have, different artists that I know that say, oh, I make music for my fans. I love my fans. This is for them. And yes, it is for them. But at the same time, at the end of the day, if not a single person out there gave a fuck about my music, I would be okay with it because I dig it.
Right, exactly. It's that's exactly what it is with me. I don't, at the end of the day, if one person likes it and can relate to it, then that's by all means fucking phenomenal in my eyes. But at the same time, it's every song that I write has some sort of fucking meaning behind it. It's not quote unquote horrorcore, or it's all raw emotion. That's just,
and that's actually the perfect way to describe it. Is I would not call you horrorcore. I would call it very I don't like to use the word emo. One of my other buddies, Rob Trey, who's in R3 Graphics, who makes our banners and things for this specific show, great, amazing rapper, and he has some real raw street sound, but it's very emotional sound, similar to yours. And he calls himself emo rap. But I always think whenever someone says emo rap, I think like the emo goth bands. And I don't. It doesn't relate to me. And I'm like, no, man, that's a horrible. I don't like the emo word so much, but that is what it is. It's emotional rap, realism. And that's what you are.
It's realism. That's the easiest way to put it. It's like if you're looking at tattoo work, you know what I mean? Like you've got so many different brand like styles. You got traditional. You got, realism. You got fucking. There's just so many branches of it. It's the same with hip hop, man. Like my shit's realism. That's the way I look at it.
And I dig it. When I'm listening to it, it makes me feel it.
Shit is, you know what I mean? At the time, I was a fucked up individual.
That makes for the best music, though. That's the thing. Is usually when you go through something, or you've had one of those spells in life where you were fucked up as a person, things were fucked up around you, and you kind of go through that struggle. Most of the time, if you are an artistic mind, that is going to be brought out in some fashion or another, whether it be music, whether it be painting, drawing, whether it be some other hobby that you have. When you're artistic of some nature and you go through that darkness and end up prevailing and coming out of it, you have to get it out of you. You have to cleanse, and that's what it ends up coming out to is your music. So I hate the darkness, obviously, but the darkness has been my friend in many cases because it's helped me write a lot of great things.
Exactly, yeah, and it does. Like I had a whole album, EP. I did a whole EP. It was my first professionally recorded EP. Actually, we released it last year, and it was one of the darkest times of my life that I wrote that bitch. And I mean, it's one of my best materials in my eyes as well. But I don't ever want to go back down that route. I mean,
it's very funny you say that because we had I don't remember which guest it was that I had on the show, but we had a very similar conversation, different conversation, but kind of led back to the same thing. Is I'd mentioned something similar with my album, The Divine Retribution of Skippy Ickham. During that album, I was in a very, very dark, bad place and never want to go back there again in my entire life, but it made what most of my fans would say is their favorite album. Now, I've written albums I feel that are even a higher caliber or better song, but that's the ones that my diehard fans are like, that is the shit. That's Ickham at its finest.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite Ickham albums.
I appreciate that. I mean, it's a great album, and it's you know what, I loved it, and I'm glad that I was able to share that with the world. But I never want to go back to the mind state that I was in to have to write that album.
Yeah, and I mean, like here lately, I've caught myself because there's been a lot going on lately. So here lately, I've caught myself, venturing back to that kind of feel. The whole depressing, but at the same time, real, trying to reach out to people that need that that need to hear that shit. But it's mainly because there's a lot, like I said, there's been a lot going on that behind the curtains this past few months on our sides with family members and friends that I've seen firsthand that I can actually speak on because I've lived through the shit. I've been there, and you know what I mean? It's somebody needs to hear it anyway. So it's like a whole different aspect, but at the same time it's beautiful.
It is, man. It's that's the funny thing about any type of, I don't want to say your music's dark, but any type of darker style music, it's people, you got the crowds that look at it and say, oh, well, that's a fucking dark, evil shit, I ain't listening to that. You got other people that listen to it, and it's a release, and you get different feelings from different music, and then you can put on some hardcore, horrorcore, and maybe you're having a bad day, and that just helps you get that anger out, and you just listen to it. You can have a day where you're just like, damn, life's rough right now, or I'm sad, or I'm not feeling the best, and pop up on one of your tracks, and I vibe to it, man. And I've put on you many times at this point with the headphones, and listened, and you just ride along with it, and it's smooth. I feel what you feel.
Yeah.
And not everybody can do that with their music, so that's truly a gift.
But see, that's the difference between being dark in that though. Like I come at it like a psychological aspect, like Shutter Island or fucking Fear and Loathing or shit like that. Like I think of the, you know what I mean, like the psychological mind fuck of the aspect of the darkness, instead of like, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna write about murdering somebody.
You know what?
You know what I mean? Like
that's the good way. You can't just do the same old shit that everybody else has done. Side note, real quick, two of my favorite movies of all time. So that's awesome.
Like,
you named those two.
Dude, I've got tracks that I can't wait to fucking unleash to everybody, because like the way that they're so beautifully written that like they sound almost poppy, but once you sit down and break it down, it's like listening to fucking John Lennon, or you know what I mean? Like the way that it's like put together, the structure, it's amazing the way that I've been growing in the past year.
And that's the thing. That's why I mentioned is that how quickly you've progressed in just the past year is truly a testament to really see. And I mean, I that's why I said you fast forward 3 years. If you can give 3 more years of hard ass work like this, pushing yourself, growing like this, the level you're going to be at is going to be, you know, something I think a lot of people are going to take notice to. Now, the biggest thing is, and hearing it from another artist is always kind of like, well, what the fuck? I don't need to be told that, but you always got to make sure. And I have had to check myself a couple of times. You always got to make sure you don't get a big head.
Yeah,
as you start to progress, as you start to kill it, you don't look at it like I'm going to be a cocky asshole, because I'm not. But you know what? Sometimes you start to think like, yeah, I'm fucking badass, and you got to kind of check yourself. And you're like, at the end of the day, you know what? You're not nothing. You're doing what you do, and it's great that people like it. But
everybody else, man.
Just like everybody else, and the wind blows the opposite way, all those fans can disappear.
I just have a different aspect and a different outlet than a lot of other people. You know what I mean? Like instead of taking, I went the drugs route. I did the drugs route for a very long time. Alcohol route, more like I was a very bad alcoholic for a very long time, and that I went through that shit. Now my coping mechanism, what got me away from a lot of that, is my wife and my music and my kids.
That's great though. That's the three best things in the world.
Now I still drink, but I don't drink hard liquor. I drink beer only. But at the same point, it's just like that was my demon. You know, I'm Irish. I drink a fucking shitload of whiskey when I did. So,
well, it makes sense to me because
almost a half gallon a day.
Well, it makes sense to me because the very night that we met, which was last
really
year at Night of the Shrunken Heads Festival in Indiana, we hadn't even talked to each other yet. We had walked by one another. I don't know if you knew who I was at the time or not. I didn't know who you were at the time, but you stopped me, and you were like, "Hey, bro, never get drunk with me." It was the first thing you said to me.
Yep, and I was.
And I looked at you and I said, "Wait, what's up, man?" And you're like, "Never get drunk with me." And your girl was like, "Yeah, you don't want to do it. It's not a good idea." And then me and you just started talking, and then it ended up leading to a good conversation. Ended up leading to you telling me about your music. I end up, obviously following it after that point, listening to you, becoming a fan, and then it's led into other, talks and things in business. So it's just funny how life works. But I believe that was the very first thing you said to me was, "Hey man, don't ever get drunk with me." That's awesome. That's a good story.
Whiskey and it's done. Whiskey and rum, man. I'll fight potholes and shit.
Yeah, you know what, man? I don't really drink much liquor anymore either. Like I'll drink beer. I don't drink liquor because there tends to be some craziness that comes out.
Yep, I stick to my tree. I don't even smoke weed really. I stick to CBD.
Okay.
I smoke CBD flower. I drink about 1 to 2 40s a day, and then I trip like once a month. And that's like my regimen. I have to trip once a month. That's an antidepressant to me.
Well, then you know your body better than anybody else, and you got to do with what you know is going to get you to where you need to be. So if that's how you ride it out comfortably, and that's what you need, then I say stick to your regimen.
Exactly, and I mean that ever since I started moving onto that, it's been a life changer, man. I fucking, like I said, microdose once a month, and boom, I'm good.
Yeah, man, that's a venture I can't take anymore. Once upon a time, I was definitely all about it, but these days my mind just can't handle it.
I'm very open about it. That's one thing that a lot of people know about me is I'm very, very, very open about that shit.
I've always been very cool about it. I mean, I've never been one. It never was a thing to me because I've journeyed that journey many, many a time. It's been quite a chunk of time since the last time, but I've told everybody, you know, I'm open about the things I've done in the past. I don't do anything anymore, but you know, it's something I don't regret because it was a path I had to take and experiment and try for myself. And you know, maybe I got a little carried away and doing it way more than I should have, but you know, I think ultimately helped me see different planes and different ideas and different patterns and thoughts that I might not have once had that have led to a lot of extensive research in a lot of different areas.
Yep.
You know, I'm kind of a complex individual, so I do a lot of things other than music and radio and all that. I read a lot, and I'm involved in all kinds of other weird shit. I'm about to start another podcast strictly about paranormal and extraterrestrial and conspiracy theory type ideas. And it's pretty deep, and I read a lot of things, and it helped me back when open doors for me to start thinking about things that I started researching and found out that there's a lot of other people that feel the same way I do. And then as you read deeper and deeper, you find more and more out, and it's like, oh, wow. What made me think of that? Was it always there? I just didn't know it.
And see that like a lot of people go towards like spiritual enlightenment and shit, and with me, it's like that helps me get creative. So like I'll do that, and that'll push like everything that's negative. You know what I mean? And just open that creative mindset to where I can just be like, okay, so now I've got a base for this. Now I know how to storyboard this. Like, it's a lot easier for me to focus and write doing that than that. So, like, than other things, I guess. And another
No, that makes sense. And I mean, like I said, you know your process. You know what it takes to write for you, what it takes to tick for you, and you got to feed that. And that actually brings us into a good segue into one of my questions I was going to ask tonight is, what is your writing style? I mean, everyone's different. We got people that write on tablet. We have people that write on paper, then move it to tablet. Strictly on paper and have several notebooks. We have people that just do it in their head like myself. I've never actually personally written down lyrics other than if someone wanted to see it, typing it on a screen or writing it down. But I've never actually written down a lyric before. I just don't like it. I never wanted to do it that way. So it's interesting how everybody has a different method of writing or creating their music. What is your method?
Okay, so I learned this from Mad Max. I used to be strictly phone. Before that, I was notebook. I had notebooks upon notebooks. And then I moved to, the phone joint, doing that. I went back when Max was on the Loki Loves You tour with AXE and Loke a few years back. We picked him up at the airport in Indianapolis, and I brought him into the studio. And we were working on a feature together. And I saw how he, he doesn't write anything down at all.
Okay.
He comes straight at it off his mindset. And what I have picked up and I here lately have been starting to do, I still kind of use my digital side. Like I have a computer now, and just so I have it, like when I have a verse complete, the structure of it ready, I'll type it all out. And then go through and reword some things, play with my syllables a little bit so I can, pronunciate things proper. Because I don't like to say I chop, but I'll go from double time or triple time to fucking harmonizing. So when I'm structuring, I like to be able to reword or play with syllables here and there so I can see it. But what I'll do is I'll think of a hook in my head, word it out how I want it to sound, and I'll do it all day. I'll repeat it in my head all fucking day for a day. Same with the verse. I'll just do it in my head all day for a day. And then when I feel like I have the structure of how I want it to sound in my head over an instrumental, I'll type it all out. That way I'm not sitting there thinking, it's just there. Boom, 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 type it out. And then when I'm right before I record, I'll go through and I'll play with it. If I'm stumbling, like Merkin Season, one of the singles that we just released a couple months ago, there's a line in there that I have issues with live. And it's round two, put a hole straight through your neck, 6 feet deep, get laid the rest. Everybody around here talk that shit, but face to face, they're scared to death. And it's that breath. I have an issue catching that breath live. So what I did was I typed it all out, right before I went and recorded it, and I reworded everything, played with the syllables a little bit, structured it a little bit easier so that I could actually like get it on point to where when I was recording, I could get it boom easily.
The syllable counts. The syllable counts are everything. I mean,
yeah.
Some people aren't syllable style rappers, and that's okay. But I mean, for people that are, especially choppers and everything, you have to be all about the syllables. But who I studied for quite a while, syllable wise, was R.A. the Rugged Man, because his syllable count, his patterns are completely different than anybody else's ever. But I mean, you listen to his syllable count, and I never wanted to sound like him, nor do I. But whenever I wanted to study who can really kill it syllable wise, I listen to his rhyme schemes.
He's one of the best.
What? He's one of the best ever, and whenever you listen to it, it really helped me with my style of changing syllables. And I kind of do similar to you, and that's why it's interesting whenever you ask someone, what's their style of writing, because it's always so individual and so unique. Mine is kind of like you were mentioning. I write a line in my head and I craft it over and over and over again until that little section's it. And then I polish that off, and I remember it, and it's like burned into my mind. Mm-hmm. And then I'll keep running over. I might run over that same verse section of a song 3,000 times.
Yep.
But by the time I'm done, it's done. It's like I'll build 2 words of a line, then freeze that. 3 words of a line, then freeze that. And I literally like lock it into my mind, burn it into my memory, and then I work on the next words, the next lines, and I work it piece by piece. It's kind of a unique thing, but it's the only way that I could ever write. When I sit down and try to write on a tablet or use a device, I go into a major writer's block stage. But if I just let myself do it in my own mind, I can do it.
Yep. Or like, okay, so like say I want something to like have a certain feel, like memoirs. The first video we did, like first major video, my first BBR release. When I did that, I went through with that listening to nothing but Nothing Nowhere, Lil Peep, and Oliver Francis. I cut everything else out of the question, and I didn't even listen to the lyrics. I listened to the way the instrumentals wrote. So like I would study the instrumental layouts and the structures of the instrumentals and the song structure of like certain shit just to fucking figure out how, like certain feels would come together to make that. And that song, I actually released that was wrote before we released it 2 weeks after my best friend killed himself. So I spent 2 weeks doing just that, like listening to nothing but like shit that would open my mind to a new aspect, open like to a whole new fucking plane. And that plane just kind of like it grasped me, and now that's the whole feel of what I've been trying to go towards, because it's more open to a lot of other things than in that route, in that aspect. Like you said, I'm not trying to like sound like said artists, you know what I mean? But like,
but you're using them for influence.
Yeah, using them as influence, and to like build a structure and like gain, like studying that shit. Like I mean, it's no different than studying for a test in school. Here's
the thing: is everybody has to be influenced from someone. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's originals. I mean, the first person to make, but even they were influenced by something to create their sound. Everything stemmed from something else. You might never have listened to rap a day in your life and been the very first creator of rap because you listened to jazz and blues and soul, and that made you.
I don't even fucking listen to a lot of rap. I listen to more country and rock than I do.
Okay.
Rap.
That's a good thing, because I mean, I listen to a lot of mixed of things, but I don't listen to a lot of shit that anybody else would listen to. Like a lot of the stuff I listen to is very bizarre, but I also listen to a wide scope from, rock to death metal, grindcore to hip hop to country to punk and
right, like
everything in between.
From fucking Slaughter to Prevail to fucking Tiny Dancer. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's the way you got to be. Because I mean, I respect music. I don't just respect one. You have people that say, "Oh, I only listen to fucking rap, bro. I don't listen to anything else. I only listen to death metal. Fuck everything." That's cool, man. But you're really sheltering your life and missing out on a big piece of it. Because when you find beauty in all sounds, it's truly miraculous.
And that's what separates an artist from a rapper, in my eyes.
And that's a good point. That's a very valid point, because I've always told people, yeah, I am a rapper, but I never really liked being called a rapper. I'm an artist by all means. I am a multi-dimensional artist, and one thing I always told people first and foremost is I'm not And when I would go by the term rapper, I'm not a rapper who knows how to do business. I'm a businessman who raps. But I don't even like using that I'm a rapper, like I said. So it's more that I'm an artist
No, I'm an
or a
MC.
businessman.
There's
It's
a
an
difference.
artist. What's that?
I said I'm an MC. So like when that's my thing is whenever you're that rapper that opened up for someone, nah, motherfucker, there's a completely different feel to that. I'm an MC that opened up for that person. I am established. I spent the last year and a half of my life establishing my brand with my wife. Me and my wife literally spent the last year and a half doing nothing but establishing that, and that's us. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a constant. But it's a constant work towards it too. I mean, you go to constantly years from now, you still be needing to push that brand to get bigger and bigger. But that's what separates just some regular rapper that does it as a hobby than from the actual artists out there as an artist.
Yep. And I mean,
Most
like,
people don't
we
get
run
that.
our own studio. I that's what I do for a living. I run a recording studio. I also run live engineering at a venue. She runs pretty much whatever she wants to run or gets put place doing at the venue. So we both, like, if she's not working her full-time job or I'm not here recording somebody or like working on something for myself, we're running sound for artists at a major venue here in Indianapolis.
I respect it, man. You're being involved in the scene. You're being involved in the music, and that's important to do. And I think that's why I do so much. Because some people are like, don't you ever like to relax? And you know, that does sound like a nice thing. But I'll probably never get to see it.
You know what I mean? Like that's my thing. Like when it comes to this, yeah, I'd like to have, have more time to like spend with her and the kids than we really do. But when it comes to that, like sleep wise or like relaxation with, you know what I mean? Like I'll relax or sleep when I'm fucking dead. Other than that, it's a constant grind for me.
That's it. And that's what I respect is people who are constantly on their grind. Because whenever I'm not playing a show, writing, recording, promoting, I'm doing the radio show. I'm doing photography. I'm out on shoots doing that. I'm doing music videos. I try to get my hands involved in about 15 different things that I'd all do pretty adequately and good because I enjoy a passion for all of them, but also because it keeps my crazy mind occupied, which is always a healthy thing. And secondly, it just involves me in a lot of other artists' lives and their growth because I truly am a genuine person that likes to help artists. And a lot of people say, what's he trying to gain out of that? I just love getting other people's music out. I am first and foremost, before I'm an artist, I'm a fan. And if I like your music and I can use my platform to help grow your music and allow more fans to hear it, I've always been one to want to do that because it always boggled my mind when someone tries to hold down another artist because they don't want that person to get ahead of them or them to get that buzz. No, if I think you're a dope artist, I want the fucking world to hear
it. Right? That's how I am. And then see, but like this is where the us working in a venue comes in handy because I've learned that a lot of the artists that I look up to are pieces of fucking shit. Just to be honest.
No, I've found quite a few that I used to as well.
And it's more than less. You know what I mean? Like there's been a few that are that are humble as shit. But when, you go in and you have to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning for load-in, and then they're late by like 3 hours, don't show up till 1, then want to rush you to get everything set up because they're, late, and then sitting there like, oh, yeah, well, why doesn't this sound like, okay, or look like this, or how come we don't have this many people? Okay, well, I was supposed to be here at 10 o'clock. You're bitching me out because you were late, and all my people are on lunch.
Yeah, there's definitely an entitlement, I think, in the touring world.
But then there's artists that, you know what I mean, are like humble as shit. And they'll be like, yo, I'm sorry, I'm late. What can we do to help you guys get everything ready? What can we do with this? And then they'll hang out with you for the rest of the fucking night. And that's that.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely two sides to it. I always tried to be the latter of the two because if I'm showing up late, I'm already like fucking nerved out a little bit, like shit, we're running late. Goddamn, we need to get there. We need to get set up. Like, even though I could be,
that's how I am.
Maybe you're big enough at a point that you're like, you could, if you wanted to, could be, hey, I don't give a fuck. Fuck it, I'll show up when I want to. I'm the headliner. Blah blah blah. But I can't be that. I could never. Yeah, I could never be that person just because it's like I'm always wanting things to run smooth and make sure that everyone's everyone's where they need to be and doing what they need to do. I've never been one to just show up late and be like, fuck them. I'll do what I want to do. Like, I've always been one to be punctual. I hate when I throw shows, and you throw shows as well, so you can attest to this, that, you have artists there yourself on a show, and you say everyone needs to be here by this time. 2 hours later, one of these assholes wanders in the door.
Or they don't show up at all.
Which has happened many times. And I have a blacklist. I literally have booked probably, I have a few hundred artists at this point I've booked over the years, and I have a list of probably like 50 artists that I would never book again, nor would I ever, let anybody I know book them, because of just no shows, no calls, or excuses the day of that I know were a fucking bullshit lie.
Yeah. And I mean, like, that, I've only missed, in my this entire year, I've only missed 2 shows, and one of them was actually in your neck of the woods with Dirty, and that was a car issue.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have been there, but we ended up having a car issue. We were supposed to leave that week, and things happened, so I couldn't make it out. But we don't miss shows. Like, even if I say I'm gonna be there, 99.99999% of the time I'm there. Unless it's like, hey, 2, 3, 4 weeks later, there's no way I can do this. I'm getting ready to go to jail type shit, and then I'll let you know. Like, I gotta work as many days as I can for this to happen. Like, there's no possible way that this could happen, which actually just happened. I missed 2 shows this year.
I'm thankful to say that it's a kind of a rarity, so I count my blessings on it. I've been performing now for, I would say, roughly 17, 18 years, and I've missed only one actual event in that time that I was booked on that I couldn't make it to. No, excuse me, 2. There was 2 actually. One, it was just fucking pouring rain. Crazy thunderstorm came through, and it was with my death metal band, not my rap side of things. And all of our equipment would have been in the back of the truck. We didn't have a cab on the back of the truck. We normally did have a case that we made that we would throw over them to help protect them against a little bit of weather. But this was fucking downpouring, and we're like, we're not going to take $8,000 worth of equipment 3.5 hours to play this show in fucking pouring down rain. So we did cancel that one, and it was a kicker in the balls because right after we canceled it, it was like 40 minutes later, the sun came out, and it ended up being a gorgeous day. But I mean, we wouldn't have made it anyway because by the time we canceled, it wouldn't have been enough time to get there. And then one other time, I was supposed to play a show in Akron. I forget, there was like 4 or 5 headliners on the show. It was actually a pretty big deal, and I kind of sucked dick. I wasn't able to make it. It ended up snowing like a motherfucker. Got like 10 to 11 inches over like a day and a half period. The roads were all fucked up. I couldn't get out there. I started to try to do it, and it just physically wasn't possible. It was like there was a good chance I would die trying to get there. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it, so it isn't worth it.
Man, we about killed ourselves twice, and my dad and his fiance on our way to a show up in New Haven. New Haven's 3 hours away from me.
Okay.
And the benefit show for the Birds, whenever their house burned down, I got booked on that, and I wasn't going to miss that for the fucking world. Davis and them are my fucking family. So we drove out there with like a good fucking 4 feet of snow, and it was still fucking snowing. So like we're in this itty bitty ass car sliding all over the highway.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've been there. I just remember trying to make it out there, and I was spinning fucking everywhere and sliding left and right, and there was cars wrecked several places along the road trying to make it there. I ended up turning around and saying, fuck this, man. I'm not. I was by myself. It was going to be roughly a 3.5 hour drive, and I'm like 3.5 hours driving by himself in this shit. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, I wasn't about. I don't have a license. I haven't had a license in like 2 years, so I wasn't about to drive. And my old lady had to make that drive. And
your old lady seems like a trooper, man. I see her promoting all the time and pushing it. So you got yourself a good one.
And came home, but she soldiered it out. She made the trip. It took us about 6 hours to make a 3-hour trip. So
okay. Well, as long as you're safe, that's all that matters, man. That's the biggest and most important thing. Like I was just saying, I don't think you heard me because sometimes there's a delay on the voice. I said, I see your girl promoting all the time, always pushing you, always being really supportive. I said, it looks like you got yourself a good one, and that's a major part of being a successful artist, I think, is having that partner to hold you down. I wouldn't be able to be where I am now or do half the things that I've done start a brutal business, any of this without my wife. I mean, she has been kind of a silent partner in the background that most people don't realize, but it's all stems from her. Everything. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it. So cheers to the ladies out there who hold their men down.
Except she's not silent in the background. She's kind of right there. Like I said, with
she's more in the forefront.
Yeah, with Nastie. Okay, so like Nastie is a 6-man group that a lot of people don't realize because I'm the front. Like I'm what you see. I'm the artist. I'm the one that writes. Then all they want me to focus on is writing and engineering and making sure material gets put out. I've got 2 of my brothers in the back doing artwork and merch. My wife doing all my business shit / promotions. That's what she takes. Like that's her main focus, and that's what she does. She does not just that either. Like she's moral support. Like she's there 100% through everything.
And that's the most important thing of all.
And then, I mean, I got a couple other cats that are like under her promotional wise. And
okay.
I mean, of course, you know, the BBR fam, Deuce and Dan, Trouble, like they're Deuce and them, they do a lot for me behind the scenes as well. Connection wise, like helping me network, helping me build like a network, getting all that ready. The album is coming this year. It's just, I don't know when.
And you know what? Good albums usually don't have an exact date on it. Mine, I've been having my fucking fans bust my balls for like the last year because I released a lot of albums. I have 6 albums out at this point. And I put them out usually pretty steady. I mean, I'd put one out within a year, another one out within a year, another one out. There was a year where I put 2 out in 1 year, full-length albums. And then I haven't put anything out in about a year and a half at this point.
Yeah.
I put out singles and things, but not an album. And everybody's like, where's the album at? Where's the album? And I originally said early portion of 2019. Then I said late portion of 2019. And now I'm saying probably early 2020. But here's my thing is I'm in no rush to feel like I need to make any project for anybody but me, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So I have 5 songs for the album. I wanted to make it anywhere from 10 to 12. And I just don't have those songs. No, I've written about 14 collabs that are still going to be dropping over the next several months on different people's albums and things of that nature. And then I have, I think, 6 or 7 solo tracks that I'll be dropping individually as singles coming up. But everybody keeps hounding me about where's the new album, where's the new album. I said, you know what, it's coming. I just don't know when.
Okay, so here's my thing, though. Why do you guys want an album? Like, okay, so put it like this. In today's day and age, okay, it's not like it was when me and you were growing up. When you had to release, you know, a full LP. You could do a 3-track EP and just drop singles for the fucking rest of the year and you're fine.
And that's what I'm really starting to focus on because I always known that.
Everything's based off singles nowadays. It's based off streams. We go through a digital platform. So why would you want a full 17, 20 track fucking album when I can keep consistently giving you good fucking singles?
Well, you know, I think it hits harder with singles too. I used to not think that way, and I would release big projects, and I loved doing it. And don't get me wrong, it was fun writing a whole fucking album and saying, here's 14 songs of genius. That's great. It's a great feeling. But once you've done it several times, you're like, okay, it's kind of lost its luster. I can put out a single, drop it, and for 2 months, everybody be, you know, buzzing about that single and say, damn, that track's
right?
dope. And then before it fades, boom, I hit you with another one. Whereas if I drop that whole album to you, yeah, it'll buzz for a few months, but then what are you doing? You're coming to me saying, when's the next project? And you're like, motherfucker, that was a year and a half of my life. It's 2 months after it dropped, and you want another one.
That's
like
where
brainwashes the fans by doing singles every couple months.
Exactly. And now, see, I'm kind of stuck in that predicament because I promise, I've had, when I started this shit, I started off as a hobby rapper, a little SoundCloud rapper. You know, I did an album on SoundCloud, and then I did a full hard copy release back in 2016, which for some reason, like all my digital sites say like 2018 on it, and I don't know why. But then I dropped an album and an EP in 2018. So it was like 2016, 17, and then 18 I dropped 2 projects. Well, here it is in the mid 19, and everybody's like, well, when's the 3rd installment for Lyrical Warfare coming out? which was quote unquote the Potosi. I don't fucking know. I can't tell you that. I was gonna release it in March. That was my original plan. But now I'm like, do I want to, or do I want to wait until next year when I can like come at you guys and know that I can give you guys something that's gonna baffle you? You know what I mean?
I think waiting's good. I mean, you know what? The fans, you worry that your fans will weary of you, and you say, you know what? Well, I told my wife that several times. Oh, I'm like, babe, these fucking fans are hounding me about getting new music, and I'm like, and there was a very rough period at the end of last year and beginning of this year where I couldn't write shit. I had written several collabs, wrote a couple singles for the album, was working on some other things, and then I went through like a period of about 5 months where I wrote a little bit here and there, but I just felt like someone had snuck in the middle of the night and stole my ability while I was sleeping and then took it. Like I woke up, still felt like me, still lived my life like me, but all of a sudden my writing ability was gone.
But see, so I'm gonna get this out now. The album, like that album, The Rough, is done. It's been done. It's been done since fucking like March.
Well, I mean, so
my higher ups on BBR. So there's.
Oh, there you. I lost you for a minute there.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I lost you for a minute. I couldn't hear anything.
Where was that at?
You were saying you have it the rough cut of it done.
Yeah, the rough cut's done. I sent it to 4 people. Besides, like my wife's heard everything. She sits here while I record. But I've sent it to 4 people. That would be Deuce, Dan, and then my merch guy and my graphic designer. So that way they could get like a gist of what I like what to do, and like to get ready for merch wise. So 4 people have heard it, and all 4 people have told me, "Yo, this is some of the best fucking material I've heard in a very long time. Like, when are you gonna release this?" And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to. Like,
there's nothing wrong with holding it though, man. There's nothing wrong with you giving it to them when you want.
What's gonna happen in like 6 months when I'm sitting here listening to it? I'm like, that's trash. Throw it out the fucking way.
Well, here's the thing though, is it doesn't hurt to stockpile. Look at Tupac. I mean, he died, and the dude released several albums after he died because he had so much material that he didn't even want to release, that released after his death, that were amazing fucking tracks. It's just he might have felt at the time the world wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Maybe he didn't like it. And that's the good thing, is I have a lot of tracks that no one's ever heard. No one, other than me and the person I recorded with.
I got a 2 terabyte hard drive almost full of nothing but features. Nothing but like tracks. I'm actually going through them right now because I'm trying to get a gathering promo together for the brand. On top of, we were talking about releasing a BBR promo for the gathering.
Okay.
But I was gonna send some people to the gathering with a stack of fucking album projects just to hand out because I'm not going, and it's 30 minutes from my house. I said fuck that shit. But I would rather it, like my shit get out there, and if I do end up, if we do end up making it for a day and sneaking in or some shit, then you know what I mean. Like we can hand out some too, but at right now, it's not a priority because I have to be in New York in August. I have a lot of other things to do this summer. You know what I mean? Like,
you have to pick and choose your battles of what's going to be the best for your career, that's feasible, that's cost efficient, and sometimes that means making sacrifices like the gathering. Things like that. I just got asked to play 656 Festival in Maine.
I would have took that in a fucking heartbeat, son.
Listen, I really wanted to, bro, but it was a 12-hour drive from me and then a 12-hour drive back, so a 24-hour drive. I'm like, it's on a fucking weird day that I'd have to use several vacation days from work. I'm like, man.
I'm getting ready to have to do that shit too. I got to make that trip out there to Clearwater, New York in fucking August for Pop Fest.
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of good names added to that lineup recently, so it's that should be a good one.
Whoa! Ignore the noise. I'm grabbing a beer out of the fridge.
Oh, no worries. But yeah, I got an email on that fest, and they were asking for me to play, and it has Block McCloud on it, and and
That's
Slain.
what I'm saying.
And that's my shit right there. It's like I don't listen to a lot of horrorcore. I listen to like Slain and Vinnie Paz, Ill Bill. Like that's the type of shit I listen
That's
to.
the kind of shit I listen to.
Absolutely.
When it
So
comes to hip hop, like new, like you know what I mean. Like it comes to underground hip hop. That's to me, that's more mainstream underground hip hop. Like that's more like the bigger names in the underground scene. But that's what got me into fucking listening to a lot of underground MCs. Like
absolutely.
Fucking,
I mean,
without Vinnie Paz, or no, not Vinnie Paz, without fucking Slain and R.A., I wouldn't have found fucking Locksmith. Without Locksmith, I wouldn't have fucking found a couple other artists. Without Kung Fu Vampire, I wouldn't have found Locksmith. You know what I mean? Like
no, and that's funny because I remember finding Locksmith for the first time and listening to him years back, and the very first time I heard him, I sat back and I'm like, wow. I'm like, this dude is next level shit. He's going to be big. And then a couple of years later, he got a lot bigger. Still doesn't have the credit he deserves, but Locksmith is one of the greatest wordsmiths to ever walk this face of the earth.
Top two.
Yeah.
Top two.
Who would you say is the other one in that top two?
I'm not going to disclose that information.
Oh, he's keeping it top secret, folks.
Actually,
you heard it right here. He ain't telling
Hassan, you. In my eyes, Hassan Salam is probably my favorite wordsmith of all time.
Okay.
And I found him through Block McCloud, actually.
Okay.
He was
funny
on.
He got funny how that sometimes things full circle right there.
And I looked deeper into his shit, and it's like I study that shit, dude. Like that's hip hop to me. That's what I grew up listening to, and then I want to be able to take that and add it to this new age vibe. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily like my whole goal for this next year is to take what Suicide Boys, Ghostman, Poya, fucking Fat Nick, and all them motherfuckers are doing with that whole like hype trappy feel, and take it and add what me and you and our generation know what hip hop is to that.
That could be a very good decision and choice for you, and I think it could gain a lot of popularity. So that's once you capture the niche of that sound,
it's done.
It's done, and that's it. And I mean, it's all about what you're going for and who your influences are, as we talked about earlier. Because I mean, we were saying about top two, and one of my huge influences growing up, and I still listen to, is Method Man. And I mean,
anybody from the Clan.
Oh yeah, anybody from the Clan kills it. I mean, they're all true wordsmiths.
Wu,
so.
Dude, like Wu saved my life at one point. I fucking love them motherfuckers. Some of my favorite MCs.
Yeah, they took over the game. I mean, when they came out, you never had heard a crew be able to work together.
Not that many people. No.
Yeah, it was something to see. Before, obviously, we just talking about Vinnie Paz and all. Before the Jedi Mind Tricks, before the Army of the Pharaohs and everyone else, was Wu. And I remember being a kid, my brothers listening to Wu-Tang, and I remember hearing it as a kid and being like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yep.
Because at that time, I heard
our generation. You add in Manson. You know what I mean? You add in fucking Jonathan Davis, Corey Taylor, fucking Fred Durst.
It was all around that same time period.
Yeah, you add in pretty much everything from like mid 90s to like mid 2000s and just bunch it all together. That's us.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, that's it because I mean that's what we grew up with. That's what we listened to and we liked. I mean, I remember. It's funny because a couple different artists now have had the same first album. Do you remember what your very first rap album that you heard was, that you clearly remember?
My very first rap album that I heard, East 1999 by Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Okay. It's funny because it's always, like I said, most of the artists are all around that same time period that I had on the show. We're all kind of similar in age. And my first one was Doggy Style from Snoop Dogg. And I remember hearing that and just never hearing anything like that before. And being a little kid. What's that?
That's how it was with me when I heard Bone Thugs, dude. I'm born and raised. I'm from Cincinnati. I'm not from Indianapolis. I moved up here when I was 16, 17, around that area. I grew up on Garth Brooks, Merle Haggard, fucking Waylon Jennings, and George Strait.
Okay, so you as you mentioned before, you had a lot of country
on my dad's
background.
side, you'd have Metallica, Zeppelin, like the 70s, 80s, early 80s, rock. And one day, I'm sitting in my fucking room, and it was right before my mom and my dad got a divorce, and my dad comes in and he puts in fucking Bone Thugs. Boom. Cleveland is the city where we come from. You know what I mean? Like, that shit just baffled me. Like, what the fuck, dude? Mr. Ouija?
And that's it. And that's it. When you hear it, like, for the first time, you're like, oh, I've never heard. Like, what is that? What did I just hear?
That's what got me into hip hop. From there, it went to Tech Nine, Twisted, Clowns. Because I fell into the Juggalo period around Forgotten Freshness 1. I was like 9 years old. Forgotten Freshness 1 came out. I heard that CD, went through. I actually bought every fucking album that I could find from them prior. And my mom, that was also around the time that fucking the Slim Shady LP, Marshall Mathers came out. And I was collecting shit, dude. And I had all uncut shit. Well, my mom found out that I had uncut shit, broke all my CDs. Then, like, a couple months later, felt bad because she broke my fucking outlet and went and rebought everything for me, hard copy.
That's funny how that works.
Yeah, it is funny as fuck how that works.
I remember being
me to listen to this shit. Now look at me.
Well, I remember being young and kind of the same thing. It was the Ringmaster that I heard first, and that was kind of a different feeling. So the first time I heard hip hop was much younger than that. That was, like I said, with Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. But it was years later that I came across ICP, and so I don't remember how it happened. I think my oldest brother had popped in a CD, said, check this out, and was playing it. And I remember hearing that for the first time. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? and I fell in love, and I bought every album I could. I think I had 14 ICP albums. I knew every word to every song. But the funny part is never once in my life have I ever called or considered myself a juggalo.
Hold on, there's a comment in the chat that I want to answer real quick. Any influence from Cottonmouth Kings, or did you not really fuck with them? Okay, so funny story about KMK. The first time that I had ever heard KMK was also the first time that I had ever smoked weed.
It's kind of fitting.
My mother was divorcing my ex-stepdad right before we moved to Indiana, and he came in and was explaining to me what was going on. I was supposed to move out the next day, and he put Cottonmouth Kings on and fucking lit a joint up and handed it to me. And I love KMK. Ever since that day, I've fucking loved them to death, all of them. My wife actually did some promotion for them and shit, still does. We still fuck with all of that whole scene, Sub Noise, Force 5, and all of them very heavy. So KMK is a very big influence on me. All of Sub Noise is a very big influence on me. There you go.
No, that's a great answer. You answered Learzone's question there, so that's great. What we'll do real quick right now, because obviously we're just bullshitting and having a good time, but time flies by quick. We don't want to give, we don't want to miss a chance to listen to the two songs that you had sent in tonight. So we're going to play one of the two right now, and I'll let you give a little segue into that song. I think good. First, why don't we pick Merkin Season first? Why don't you tell us a little bit about this song and what we can expect from it, and we'll jump into it.
Okay, sounds good.
Do you have anything you want to tell us what the feeling is behind this song and what caused you to write it?
The feeling about this song was actually my first charge.
Okay.
I caught an armed robbery charge when I was 17. I just moved here. Caught an armed robbery charge, and when I wrote this, I had a buddy of mine rob my sister pretty much, and when I went into this, there was a lot of hate, a lot of fucking anger. I'm speaking directly towards said person. He knows, like he knows that it's about him.
Those are the best ones, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those like fuck everybody and everything. This is my crowd bringer. This is my set opener. This is what sets the tone for my live performances now, and it's beautiful.
Well, why don't we go ahead and jump into it? You heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen, on Uncovering the Underground Radio podcast show. We're going to go ahead and play Murking Season from Nastie Ink. Give us 1 second, we'll jump into that, and we'll be right back in a few minutes here on Uncovering the Underground.
I'm rocking black gloves, black flag, black Glock, and that black rag, black dick. Put the mask, video top, gotta cover the Texas market season. It's market season. I'm rocking black gloves, black flag, black Glock, and that black rag, black dick. Put the mask, video top, gotta cover the Texas market season. It's market season. Pitch black, all black, murking season in this town. Better get down, gon' lay down, put your body to the ground. Right now, you don't really wanna be the one to see black. Staring at the bed, but not like that. So empty the safe, put the money in the bag before I bless that. That's so quick, so fast, so fresh, so clean. I ain't even digging A all over the scene. I'm minimalistic, criminalistic, if you know what I mean. I got the picture of your missus and your address, G. I run in your mouth and you better believe the nasty is coming, I'm making them bleed. Coming hot, but we don't fucking care. Spraying shells everywhere, started off over here, ended up over there. You ain't got no way to mess up where your shoulders at. You was talking loud with your crew, where your shoulders at. Hopped out all black, cop back, blew up, whip by the river with Molotov and they coming back. Ain't nobody living wanna meet the reaper, swift blow to the head, sweep you off your feet, cuz. Leave no survivors, I'm the monster they warned you about. All these imposters, my bosses, and that snuff them all out. This is a warning to all these fucks running their mouth. It's market season, time to show them what nasty I'm rocking. Black gloves, black flag, black Glock, and that black rag, black dick. Put the mask, video top, gotta cover the Texas market season. It's market season. I'm rocking black gloves, black flag, black Glock, and that black rag, black dick. Put the mask, video top, gotta cover the Texas market season. It's market season. Round two, put a hoe straight through they neck. 6 feet deep, get laid to rest. Everybody around there talk that shit, but face to face, they scared to death. Hey, y'all about it, boy. So you don't really want these problems, boy. That's why you all up my DM and running your fingers and running my cock, boy. Get your nasty ass back, petty little bitch, for I'm nigga don't mess my victim. Tied to a tree with a little bit of sweet, no best believe the your ass gon' get you. Help make your music and put you on shows, and this what I get in return. Never had no respect to deserve. Now your ass gon' get laid in a hearse. How you really said that you the face of rehab? Bird shot spray taking off your kneecap. Most fuck rapper in the net, I be that. You hear the crowd coming, know the nasty back there. Put the ass in a black bag, a kid at the kids, leave your ass in the middle of a motherfucker woods. Split 666 on my goddamn wrist to this back to the south side. Bitch, what's good? I leave no survivors. I'm the monster they warned you about. All these imposters, my bosses, and that snuff them all out. This is a warning to all those fucks running their mouth. It's market season, time to show them what nasty. I'm rocking black gloves, black flag, black Glock, and that black rag, black dick. Put the mask, video top, gotta cover the Texas market season. It's market season. I'm rocking black gloves, black flag, black Glock, and that black rag, black dick. Put the mask, video top, gotta cover the Texas market season. It's market season.
All right, and we are back on an Uncovering the Underground Radio podcast show. I'm your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. You just heard it. That is Murking Season from Nastie Ink. If you like the song or want to let us know what you think about the song, go ahead and drop it on the instant message chat here on the Spreaker podcast app or on the website. You can get involved in the show. We still have about a half an hour left, so jump in, interact with us, and have a good time, and let us know what you think of it. Homie, dope track. That's a fucking catchy hook. It bangs. There's a lot of aggression and a lot of feeling. I was listening to it before the show tonight, which we talked about, but loved it. Absolutely killer jam.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. So how old is that track?
Yeah, funny story. I wasn't even supposed to release that song.
Okay. That's good though too. That sometimes makes for the best ones.
It is. When did I release Merkin Season? March? No, it was in December I released Merkin Season.
I think it was November, actually.
November of last year?
Okay.
It was supposed to be the first single off the new album.
Huh.
If that makes any sense at all. But
no, I mean
I wasn't supposed to release it when I did. I got yelled at for that one.
And then so is the reason that it's no longer, you said it's no longer on the album?
No. Okay, so there's 3 singles that I have released that aren't gonna be on that album, on this album, and that's the newest video I did, Merkin Season, and then one that I released last year with Cedar 6, Mad Max, and The Wicked One.
Okay.
The only reason they won't be on like that they got the cut, because they're all phenomenal songs. Like they're all hype. They're all like they're everything that describes my brand. But they got cut from the album not because of they were weak, but because of the fact that they had already been out for. And my thing is, I want to be able to give people an experience that is an experience. You like holy fuck, what's going on? You know what I mean?
No, I can understand that.
So I don't like my thing with this, and I was talking to Deuce about it too. Like Deuce was talking to me because Rally the Troops was supposed to be a single for this album, but it's not. Rally the Troops ended up being a single all in itself with the video and everything.
And ironically enough, that was my very next thing I was going to talk to you about. So you led right into that, which is really good. I was going to ask you. You do have, obviously a new single / new music video that just dropped called Rally the Troops. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that song, where people can check that out at? Because I think that's something everybody should probably see.
So that song was all about underground unity. We recorded that. I recorded that with the intention to film a video, and I knew what dates that I would be able to film that video, which there was only 2 that, like, within the amount of time that I had to, get it done and release it. There was only 2 dates I could film that video, and that was Nasty Bash, and then April 26th, which was, a month before Nasty Bash almost, at the AXC release party. So when I went into that song, I looked at those 2 dates, and I was like, okay, so this is supposed to be for the album, but I want to show everybody in our scene what real unity is about. I want to bring back that whole family aspect. And that's why we shot Rally the Troops where we shot Rally the Troops. You have Psy merch, you have fucking Hooligans merch, you have BBR merch, you have fucking She merch, you have AXC, M&E, Twisted merch, all in, like, you know what I mean? Like fans of the whole genre together in that video. Showing love.
Makes sense.
For one thing. It's true unity. You have cameos all over the fucking underground in that fucking video, and that is 100% what I am pushing right now is underground unity. I don't want my kids, because my kids are a couple of them are actually. I'm pretty positive that at least 2 or 3 of my children are going to end up being musicians. And they're going to end up being musicians in our scene. And I don't want them to be brought up in a scene full of fucking hate, man. We weren't.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard not to be, there is a lot of hate within the underground, whether it be true at face value hate, or it be smirk and shake your hand like you, but behind the scenes, fuck you, I don't want to see you get any further than me, because there's a lot of that.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. It ain't about that. It's about fucking networking. It's about working
I feel like
together.
that's always been a thing of mine, is I've always been one that really, as we talked about already on the show, I like to help other artists for no personal gain other than the fact that I'm a fan and I want to help artists. But I know a lot of artists in the underground that say they fuck with me, that like my music. I've met in person, we perform together. There's different things that, you know, they say, oh, I respect you, but I never see that person really ever mentioned. When things are mentioned about the people they like, it's never my name mentioned. It's never this or that. It's never whenever their albums come out do I get hit up for a collab, and I've hit them up for a collab. They talk about them songs with me. There's some weird things I noticed over time with some of the cats in the underground that I was really cool with for a while, and I'm like, okay, I get this. This is a face value thing. I'm a key player. I have a buzz for myself, so face value, you're cool with me, but you're really not cool with me. And there's a lot of that fuckery going on.
Yeah,
in the underground, I noticed, and that's not my shit, so I keep to myself.
That's where I come in, because I am relatively new to this whole underground. Not new to the whole underground scene, because I was born and raised into it. You know, like, not born and raised, but like raised into it. So with me just now stepping in, and I mean, Rude Boy came up to me 3 days ago and shook my hand and was like, just so you know, that demo jam you sent me, you know, like, I usually don't tell rappers. I hate when rappers sing. And when you sent that to me and I heard that the first time, I wish you would have went further into the demo jams. I wish you would have won that. And then you've got fucking cats on M&E's side telling me that I'm doing what I need to be doing, you know, and then you've got cats on Sub Noise and Force 5 fucking with me, and then you got cats like, it's all over the place. So why not? Why is there so much fucking beef? I don't understand that concept of it. We're all supposed to be networking and working together as one fucking unit.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
if
it's
we
something,
can't
like I
do
said,
that,
I definitely.
Then what are we doing different from everything else?
Yeah, no, I agree fully, man. I agree fully. I think it should be unity. I think it should be all of us wanting to help one another, because my philosophy and the philosophy of my team is, you know, it's like the Musketeers, one for all for one, because I push all of them as hard as I push myself. They do the same for each player. They do the same for each player. We're all very strong members of something greater. And we push it, and we build ourselves up, and I'm able to do this radio show and other things like this where I can help other artists out there that I enjoy. And you think that a lot more people would want to be like that. And it just always kind of baffled my mind, the different mindsets and personality traits.
A lot of people, a lot of artists will focus more on themselves in your situation. I run a label too, so in our situation. I put on I only have one artist under me right now, but I'm pushing him like a fucking, like, I'm throwing him in everybody's face, dude. I made him open Nasty Bash. Like, he was.
And that's how you do it. You throw them to the wolves, and they're either going to survive or they're going to die. And if they die, then hey, it was for the best.
Fittest. And you know what he did? He fucking rocked that shit, son.
That's good. That's what I like to hear. I have a
this motherfucker had people coming up to me. Who is that? I'm like, he's mine.
And that's cool to do, because I have a young buck that I've been working with that I think is really going to be something special as well. And I've been kind of throwing him in people's faces, and I got a couple things coming up, surprises for people, and a couple shows out of town for him that he's going to get his feet wet with. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how he does. But I've seen him perform a couple times now, and wow, in a short period of time, very good. And I think that with the right mentorship, there could be some great shit there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's with a lot of people. Nowadays, it's not about what you know or how good you are. It's about who you network with. So why shouldn't we, you know, push everybody to network with each other, man? Like that's. And then a lot of people will be like, nah, fuck you. I don't like you because you took a picture with this guy. Fuck that. All right, so you don't like me because I took a picture with this dude? Okay, well, you were just bumping me and all up in my inbox a week ago asking for a fucking feature.
Yeah, the politics of it's crazy. I mean, that's why we were talking one of the last shows with one of the guests. I think it might have been last week's show with Ruthless Rob about battle rap. And I said I used to be involved in battle rap, and I got out of it because there's too much politics in it. There's too much beef with it. Like, oh, you know, you're talking to this dude, and it's almost like it's like a sitcom. Like, oh, you're talking to that guy. He's an enemy of mine. He's bad. You know, I can't be around you. There's so much like sides and turfs, and it's bullshit. I'm like, I didn't get into music to get into drama. I got into music to relieve drama. You know,
Just like it's like I say, it's like I've always said, I'm a juggalo, but I am not a juggalo rapper.
Exactly, that's an important key there.
And when it comes to my music career, fuck everybody until it comes down to fucking what's gonna better me.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta watch out for yourself and do your career. I mean, I try to do it. Yep. Try to do it in a way that I can help everyone else around me. But at the end of the day, it comes back to I'm going to help myself if it's just me. But those who have a like mine, and you're going to push and be, you know, someone who really wants this, let's build together. But, you know, if you're going to hold me back and just be dead weight, then I'm going to ultimately focus on me because, once again, this is the reason I do the music for myself.
Exactly. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't be dead weight in a team. If you dead weight in a team, then what are you doing for your team besides holding everybody back?
Yep. And that's the thing that as a label owner, as a manager, anything of that nature, you have to make decisions at times where you get involved. And I know I did at the beginning of Brutal Business, you know, in the early days of it, that we had people on the label that were very talented, but they weren't the right fit for the label. They were hobby rappers, and they were probably only ever going to be hobby rappers. And it's like you hate to, you know, have to make that call and say, you know what, I don't think you're here for the right reasons that we're here for, but you're friends and you want to push them, and they say they want to be there, but then you kind of just know, like in your heart, you're like, yeah, I know you say you want to be there, but you're never really going to want to be there.
Right.
So you got to snip that dead weight, and that's a hard thing to do as someone, you know, that's running a team and find those people that do truly want to be there.
I've had to do it a couple times within the year, man. And that's me, is if with what I do for a living, because I don't have a full-time 9 to 5. I work at a venue on the weekends, if not like maybe 4 or 5 days a week, but it's not a full 9 to 5. So what I do while my wife's at work is I'll try to book people to come in and record. I'll do odds and ends shit. You know, I'll mix, I'll master, I'll fucking do graphic work. I'm 100% independent on my end when it comes to certain shit. I outsource to a couple people for certain things. But most of my work is my mixing, my mastering, my fucking artwork. There's a couple, like Legion. Legion's done 2 of my logos. And then Wicked One did 1 of my covers.
Okay.
All my videos come from fucking Super Hostile from We Are In. And then, I mean, that's as far as I outreach. I don't outsource far. There was one song that I sent to Donna Rice to mix. You know what I mean? Like, because I couldn't
Shout
get
out Donna Rice.
So I sent to Donna Rice. Donna Rice is like my little brother. I love that kid more than I love a lot of people.
He's a good dude.
He's a very good dude. I wouldn't fucking trade him for the world, man.
Yeah, we got him coming up 2 weeks from now. I think it's the 27th. Yeah, we got him on the show kicking it.
I'm actually looking forward to that one. I'm gonna tune into that one.
Well, it's an inside joke amongst all of us. You'll hear us say shout out to Donna Rice all the time as an inside joke.
John Oreos.
Yeah, I got really fucked up, and I was running a show for No Fucks Given Radio where we interviewed artists as well. It was called the Brutal Business Talk Show Hour, and I had him on the show, and I was fucking lit, and it ended up just being all bad. And I think I said probably like 30 times in a matter of about 4 minutes, shout out Donna Rice. I don't know why I kept doing it. I was just wasted. So he would say something. He's like, yeah, so that's the reason we did that. And I'm like, no, that's an awesome answer, bro. Shout out to Donna Rice, folks. We have Donna Rice here on the line with us. Shout out to him. And after I got off the thing that night, everybody's like, dude, you said that over and over and over again. I don't know why I didn't. I don't normally ever get a buzz before I do a show or anything like this. I'm always very professional. But this night, for some reason, I let loose, and definitely did I let loose.
So, Shrunken Heads last year, Night of the Shrunken Heads. Do you remember that bottle of Japanese whiskey that I was handing around in the parking lot?
I remember a bottle of something being handed around the parking lot.
Did you sign it?
Negative.
Damn, I was gonna say that bottle is sitting right next to me.
I don't think I did. I don't think I ever got handed it to get the chance to sign it, but I definitely would have.
Dude, it's got like 100 signatures on it.
That's crazy. That was a good day, man. I had a good time. I was only there for the first night because we had to get heading back because that's like a 7.5 hour drive.
Yeah, you guys was at the Veterans Lounge, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were at the Veterans Lounge. We weren't at Carl's. I've never actually been to Carl's.
Yeah, that's gonna change. I'm gonna bring you out to Carl's.
Oh man, we'll definitely have to set something up. I'd love to get back out there again and rock it. I would love to give people a very special performance. I've been working on some new stuff.
Mad love to Davis and Annette Bird. That's family. Like
absolutely
pull together. That's like fucking. They're very big Nastie supporters. Even when shit hits the fan, like they're there. You know what I mean? Like I love them motherfuckers. They gave me a chance and put me on and connected me with a lot of really dope and cool people and actually got me built in this scene. That was a lot of them. So major shout out to them.
Yeah, major love. I mean, that's the thing is having good people in your corner gets you further than trying to just do it all yourself. I mean, it's definitely about having hard work ethic and pushing yourself, but it's also about, as we already mentioned, who you network with and who you find connection with. Because
it's not about what you know; it's about who you know.
It really is, and also it pushes you around. If you put yourself around higher caliber people and better people, you write better product. You do better. You push yourself further. You are what's around you.
You know, okay, so another thing that's helped me write better, and like form to be a better artist than anything is, I know it sounds funny, but after every live performance I do, I'm sorry, I got a little bit closer to the phone, but so after every live performance I do, before I go on stage, either me or my wife always go live from the Nastie Ink page, and if we're not live from the Nastie Ink page, we're live from one of our pages and share it to the Nastie Ink page. So like when I'm leaving, every show that I do, as soon as I fucking leave, I watch that performance. And I'll study okay, I slipped up here, I slipped up there, I did this wrong, I fucked up majorly here. You know what I mean? Like I'll study that shit and then I'll go back in with my next one, okay, I can't do that.
Okay.
I don't have a hype man. I don't have nobody. When I'm up there, it's just fucking me. Me and the beat.
That's the best way, though, man.
The only thing that I keep on my backtracks live is my hooks.
Yeah, I anymore. My performance, lately has been no backtracks. I don't have I've been doing it because I don't have a hype man either. So I do no hype man, no backtracks, no hooks, no nothing. And I do have a DJ. So,
but see, when you're like me and you and you can and a lot of your fucking tracks are focused on double time or triple time, like it's good to study that shit. You know what I mean? Like I keep my hooks because a lot of the times on my hooks, I harmonize. So I'll keep my hooks in case I need to catch that breath.
It does help tremendously.
It balances that out. Okay.
Yeah, you have to really be toned to a certain degree to be able to get away without having the hooks, because the hooks are there. Like when you need to take that breath, it helps mask.
Yep.
Very, very well blended.
The hardest thing that I have had to learn within the past year and a half is going from double time to harmonization, from double time to fucking do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
dropping straight from a chopper spot right into a harmonized hook. You know what I mean? It's
hardest. No, not even hooks. I do it in my verses, bro.
Well, it could be in the verses too. Yeah, you do with your songs. That is true. So I mean, that's
the thing I've ever had to learn, man. Like I can write poetry like a motherfucker, but it come to that, no.
But it's the challenging things that are always the best, though.
Yep. So I'll keep like my hooks in there. That way I have a breather second. Like, you know what I mean? Like a breather segment. Or I'll keep my ad-libs so I can like drop the mic when I know I need to breathe, and then, you know what I mean? Like it'll be like my ad-lib, like, hey, and then and I'll go back into it. Boom, boom,
okay.
Boom, boom. Now, if I had a hype man, my stage performance would be 20 times fucking better. But no, I can't find somebody to keep up with me. That's my issue.
And it's just hard relying on someone else too as a hype man.
Yeah, it's like being in a fucking metal band and keeping a drummer.
Yeah, exactly. God, we went through a lot of them, man. We went through like 6 drummers over the years with my band.
All that nonsense.
I won't ever do it again.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Now, I am putting together a full a DJ, a bassist, and a drummer for Nastie. By next year, we will have a full band behind us.
Okay.
But this band that I'm looking at getting behind me has been at every Nastie Bash since fucking the first one.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
So
I look forward to seeing a little bit more come out about that, here in due time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. We're trying to go with a more heavy set alternative hip hop feel than anything, I guess.
Okay. Well, good. Keep us posted on that. You have to let me know. I can give shout outs to that on the show, so that way, as things progress, I can kind of tell the fans that they can be expecting things to come out. So let me know and keep me posted as things go along.
Well, I mean, okay, so funny thing is that the same band is the band that recorded the backtracks for Lucifer Rally the Troops, besides the 808s.
Okay.
In the sense. It was all them. So that was like our kind of practice session to see how it was going to sound, I guess.
Okay.
So Rally the Troops was like okay, we're going to run with this. Bam. And then it just turned out phenomenal. And we got like 20,000 plays in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, let's go with it.
Yeah, run with it, man. Pick up the ball and go. You guys have something there. So I say live it up and do it, man. Well, with that being said, why don't we jump into your second song you got here before we run out of time? We got Diary of a Lost Soul. Why don't you tell us a little bit real quick about that, and we'll jump into it.
Oh, man. Diary of a Lost Soul was the first video I dropped on BBR. It was also my most emotional track on BBR. My best friend killed himself February 9th with a gunshot wound to the head. And this song was the outcome of what happened with him. So his death kind of inspired me to write from like what was going on with from his point of view, if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Like, instead of venturing out and being like, okay, well, this is a suicide track. Nah, this is what I was going through that led me to doing what I did.
And it speaks volumes, and I felt it in this song. And this one, I thought, like we were mentioning earlier, about feeling the emotion.
Every word in this song, every word in this fucking song was true. It happened. From the 2 a.m. in the morning, like I got a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. I missed it. Every word in this fucking song is heartfelt to me. It took everything I had for me to write this song. It's my favorite song I've ever written. And not in the aspect. Yeah.
I was going to say, well, let's go ahead and listen to it then. Let's jump into and let the folks hear it. This is a very deep, heartfelt track. This is Diary of a Lost Soul by Nastie Ink here on Uncovering the Underground. We'll be right back after this.
Everything is dark around me. I'm lost in the deep end, trying hard to swim, but I sink. Nowadays the shadows follow, and I cannot get away from the hate, away from the pain, and everything in between. So I drink. I don't understand why they tossing me roses. The last thing I remember was calling your phone. Then I woke up in the pool of darkness. I've been talking to spirits, I wanna come home. Where were you when I needed you? Why did you have to let go? I'm sorry if I mistreated you. It made you feel so low. I'm dark and I'm cold, I'm terrified. This place ain't give me no peace of mind. Didn't even get to look in your eyes and say goodbye for a while. Ended it all. This place isn't home. Now I'm all alone. And what about myself in the darkness? And why did you let me pull it? Told me go ahead, do it. Acted like we were just bullshit. so hard to stay alive when you dead inside. All that I wanted was some peace of mind, but this place ain't home, there's no peace inside. I said all that I wanted was some peace of mind, but this place ain't home, there's no peace inside. Cause everything is dark around me. I'm lost in the deep end, trying hard to swim, but I sink. And nowadays the shadows follow and I cannot get away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on Uncovering the Underground Radio Podcast Show. I'm Skippy Ickham from Brutal Business Entertainment, and that was Nastie Ink's Diary of a Lost Soul. Let us know what you think of it. Definitely a dope track, definitely heartfelt. And as we were saying earlier on the show, a way of taking a lot of bad energy and a lot of bad darkness and things that have happened in our personal lives and putting them out into music. He certainly did so in this song about his friend who taken his own life. So that's definitely something I felt when I listened to it before the show. I always check out my guests on the show when they send me their music. I always make sure I listen to it pretty thoroughly before they come on, whether I know them or I don't know them. In your case, I've already was aware, but I hadn't heard this song. And out of the two songs, I loved them both, but this one hit me. So, I'm sure a lot of you fans out there listening feel the same way. So let us know. Share the song around, share the show around so people can hear that, and drop us some comments on what you think. Definitely, once again, man, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that was an awesome jam.
Yeah, that song, I locked myself in a room for 2 weeks to write that song. So
okay, I mean, sometimes it takes that, man. It just takes you having to go to a
it
certain
takes you
place.
having to isolate yourself from society and everything over that. I had, when that went down and all that happened, I was working at Taco Bell as a shift leader, and my wife had to call my boss and tell her that I had overdosed because of that. And then I actually spent my time that I was supposed to be off writing that fucking song. So
okay.
it was a very heartfelt moment for us. My boss at the time was really close with him as well. He was an employee there, and he was like, I called her mom. She's still like my mom. So it was like one of those, she knew what was going on and she knew what happened. She just didn't want to tell corporate that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But it was, I didn't even do when we filmed that. I didn't even fucking let his mom or his twin brother hear that song until after I had filmed the video.
Yeah, I mean, when something's deep like that, you have to be kind of particular on
Well,
when and how.
I mean, in that situation, it was more in the lines of, I don't want them to feel disrespected because I went from his point of view.
No, that's what I mean exactly. You got to be delicate on the approach.
Yeah, and I feel like that was the best approach to approach that, because not many people do that. They'll approach from their side of view why they want to do something like that and why they want to commit something so selfish, but they wouldn't commit to somebody who's already done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in my eyes, that was a first.
Yeah, no, I can't say that I've ever heard it in that particular way. So that is a first, I think.
But
that's pretty amazing.
It's psychological, man. That's what it's all about. It's all about making you fucking think.
It is, and if you're not making people think, what's the point? That's the thing, is I always said that the music that doesn't make you think is usually what makes it big, and the music that makes you think usually doesn't. And then why would that be? But it's because most people don't like to think. They don't like to use their brain. They don't want to have to do more than they normally do in their daily routine. So when you make them think, it's like a discomfort to them. So I always kind of felt that way. But that never stopped me from writing music that makes you think, whether it be dark music, whether it be heartfelt music. You got to keep it deep. You got to keep, the emotions in it. And if you're not doing that, what's the point?
Yep. And you got cats like me that'll do this shit that will make you vibe and make you think at the same time.
Exactly. And that's what you want. I mean, yeah, I can't get into the music that has no heart to it. I listen to so much stuff that's on the mainstream side of things that people are known as hits, and I'm like, wow, there's just no, it seems so commercialized that there's no love, there's no passion in what's even being put out.
I'm gonna take my weed back to my weed man.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I mean, I guess everybody got their own taste. It's just I don't understand where did the heart go? Where did the love go?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm like I focus more on older, like the past generations of music, intertwining it with this next generation. That's 100% what Nasty is.
And I think you're doing it well, and I think if you continue to do what you're doing, like I said, you're going to do very well at it. Why don't you tell the folks, before we close this out here in a moment, why don't you tell the folks where they can check you out at?
For my Apple users, I'm on Apple Music. You can catch me at NASTIEINK. Same with Spotify. thecommission.com/Nastie Ink. You can find me at BulgerBloodlineRecords.com. No, it's where the homie Magic Deuce, Dan the Saltine, and Trouble is at as well. You can also find me at Facebook.com/Let's Get Nasty. On Instagram at Let's Get Nasty. Twitter at Let's Get Nasty. I think that's about it. Oh, hold on. Let's Get Nasty at Bandcamp.com. I forgot we changed that. All of my whole discography's on there.
And whenever you're typing it in, folks, Let's Get Nasty, Nasty, Nastie.
Nastie.
Make sure you hit the like button and the follow button out there if you enjoyed his music tonight. If you want to get to know more about him on a musical side, because you got to hear more about him as a person tonight. If you want to check more of his discography out and his music out, make sure you check those links and give him a follow. We do want to remind you that next week we have Jay the Nightmare on the show here on the 20th. The following week we have Don Arias. Following week we have...
That's my brother.
Absolutely. Shout out Don Arias. We have Ghost the Demented coming up on the show, and also Miss Red, the model, one of the models for the my label Brutal Business Entertainment. So we have a lot of different people coming up on the show. Make sure you tune into those shows. I can get you dates, or keep an eye on www.teambrutalbusiness.com. Real quick before we close out, we do want to show some love once again for Tattooed Scumbag Apparel. Check them out at tattooedscumbag.com. Brutal by Design at Facebook, Brutal by Design. Legion Artwork, Roush Designs, and R3 Graphics. Much love to all of them for being our sponsors of the show and Uncovering the Underground. And before we jump off here for the night, why don't you tell us who you'd like to show some love and give some shout-outs to, Nasty?
I'd like to give some shout-outs to my big brother Magic Deuce, my big brother Dan the Saltine, my big brother fucking Mad Max, Wicked One. I'd like to give some shout-outs to Razakel, Genosia X, Saint Senna, Clep of Biokillers, all both the Biokillers. I'd like to give some shout-outs to Dubs. It's like one of my favorite underground artists right now. Super famous, fun-time guys. That motherfucker Skippy Ickham. I'd like to give some shout-outs to King Cobra. I would also like to give a shout-out to my brothers over at Alazualu, Lee, Joe, and Bill, for showing me as much love as they have been this past couple months. It means a lot to me, for real.
Well, you heard it here, folks. I mean, what a hell of a lineup right there. I mean, all the names named are all very talented, wonderful, wonderful people in my book. So I think that's the hell of an army right there. Rally the troops.
Goddamn right.
Well, much love to everybody listening in tonight. If you enjoyed the episode, share it, hit it, give it a like, and share it around on your social media. Let your fans and friends see that, so that we can gain more traction, keep building up the show. We have a lot of great guests coming up for you. And as always, much love to you, and have a wonderful night. Nasty, once again, it was nice having you on the show, brother, and you have a great night as well.
Thank you, brother.
We'll catch you next time here on Uncovering the Underground.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Yep.